Hello, everyone. It is Monday, and this is Prosperous Living. It's about living the abundant life. I am streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok. The YouTube channel is Prosperous Living with Toyia. Over here on TikTok is Prosperous Living with _T. You can find all recaps of the lives on YouTube, both the TikTok recap as well as the YouTube recap. We understand here over on this platform that the Bible is mind science. It is psychological truth. It's reminding you how to use your mind. That there's only what you believe, that the world is mental. It's not about what's true, it's about what you believe. At the end of the day, it all comes down to what you believe, what you accept. And in order to manifest, you must believe your own lie. You must believe your own lie. That's what an assumption is. An assumption, though false, which means it's a lie, if persisted in, becomes the truth. So when you're assuming, you're believing a lie that has not yet manifested, which is actually the truth that hasn't been objectified. Right? And it just depends on, how you perceive it, how you think of it. We've been taught to view this world from a moral or from morality. We understand that this world is not built on morality, it's built on belief. It's all make believe. So it's about what can you make believe is true. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. So you need to learn how to believe your own lie, believe your own assumptions, believe what you accept to be true. Get rid of that mindset that something's wrong or right. Right, yes, Byron, there is no God outside of. There's no deity on the outside looking over this world, looking over this planet, deciding who it is going to bless and who is not going to bless, right? There is no God outside of each individual perspective. There is only one mind, only one power, and with this power, we get to utilize it. And my condolences to you and your family, but I do want you to know that your mother, even though she has departed the body, is still alive because she is awareness, she is energy, she is consciousness, she is a spirit. So a spirit never created, thus can never be destroyed. It is only transformed. So although everyone eventually departs the body, we know this happens. This is something that is inevitable. We can, with the use of imagination, make our time here on this third dimensional plane something that we can enjoy, that we can live an abundant life. I would say remember your mother from a place of love, knows that she lives forever in consciousness, which is your mind, in your awareness, which is your heart. Understand that it is okay to mourn, because there is a time to mourn. There is a time to grieve, right? And we all our parents make this transition. My mom transitioned back in 2017. She would have been considered to be middle-aged, not old, not young, but middle-aged. About 62. That's about how old my mom was when she transitioned back in 2017. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday, I am Tam. Hey, 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 exclusive Chrissy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, my mother wasn't a Christian. My mother believed in God, but she didn't like go to church or anything. Her mom was a Jehovah's Witness. So I think my mother may have leaned towards that perspective. But my mother, um, she didn't suffer or anything. She wasn't like diagnosed with anything. So hers was what we would call an unexpected transition. And so I was in a different place back then too, back in 2017. Back in 2017, I had left Christianity. I no longer saw God as something outside of me. I no longer saw God as this entity to pray to. So back in 2017, had I known that my mom may have been ill or had something wrong, something going on in her body, my inclination would not have been to pray, not to a deity or a God in the sky, because I had long left Christianity back in 2008 or 9. I had been far removed from that mindset. Well, I left believing in Christianity. I understand now that the mind is God. And that is the reason why we see what we see in this world is because of the mind. If man conceives a thing, regardless if it's good, bad, ugly, horrific, traumatic, it's because man thinks of it. That's why it happens. Everything that happens in this world is caused by the mind of man, which is God. Well, we come onto the earth plane through in physical form through the womb of a woman. We all know that. We understand the science behind, the gestation period, how a babe is formed in the belly of a woman. We all know that, right? You know the birds and the bees. So you know that. What was the original? Who was the original man? Who was the original woman? Have no idea. To me, that's neither here nor there. I don't get into that conversation. What the conversation I deal with is now that we're here. How we got here, hey, that's up for debate. But now that we're here, I understand that our mind is the creator that we've been in search of. Religion told us the creator was on the outside. I know that the Bible is telling me actually the creator is within me. That the creator, the energy, the source of all things, that which man calls God, is dreaming this dream of life as me. So that's how I see it. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to see it from that perspective. I've tested this truth. I know that my mind is the creator. I know when I decide that I want to experience a thing, it's not my job to figure out how. It's just my job to choose what it is I would like to experience. And I know it will come to fruition. I know this to be true. It's not because someone else told me. It's because I tested it for myself. Oh, hey, 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 Beck. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Oh, yes. I don't believe in anyone dying for the sins of other people. I don't agree with that teaching. So I don't agree with that teaching. Because if a being died on behalf of humanity for the sins of the world, then why is there still sin? Is the question. If this being, if this person, if this son, if Jesus died on the cross for the sins of the world, then why do we continue to have quote unquote sin? then sin should have been what? Done away with. But yet here we are, people still talk about sin. But I know sin, from biblical perspective, is not about doing something wrong or right. It's about having a goal and not reaching that goal, not getting your aim in life. That's what sin in the Bible means. Now, sin according to the church is a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother teaching. But the Bible is talking about your aim and your goals and your desires in life. Religion is about control, manipulation, and trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do with your body and how you know. So that's a whole nother, you know. Yeah, so on this platform, we talk about love, peace, joy, fulfillment, power, wisdom, prosperity, success, doing as the script says, which is the Bible, that if you want to be transformed in this reality, you cannot conform to the world's point of view. It's said in this manner in Romans 12:2, to be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by renewing your mind. It didn't say by being saved. It didn't say by professing Jesus as the Christ, as God. It did not say being baptized. It said in order to be transformed, you must change your mind. The Bible is mind science. It's psychology. It's a book on mentalism, because the world is mental. This world is all make-believe. We're making things up as we go along, and we can see this in this reality. We know rules, regulations, precepts, laws, principles, they all change. They all change. And if you want to live this life prosperously, abundantly, you have to understand that you have to make up your own rules. You have to make up your own laws. That you must be a law unto yourself. That you didn't come here to change the world. You came to create the reality in which you want to experience. And the thing is, you've been doing it the whole time anyway. Through your thinking, through the things you've been believing, through the things you've been perceiving, that's how you've been experiencing this world anyway. This world is psychological. And as people like to talk about, quote unquote, I'm using air quotes, the powers that be, you must understand the only power that be is your mind. But if you think there's a power outside of you, and a lot of people do, a lot of people think that the power is on the outside. In our institutions, our institutional constructs we've built over time, we give that power. But once you come to the awareness of self, you take your power back. You remember who you are, and you remember that your thoughts create reality, that your thoughts are things, that your word is God. Because the script tells you, John 1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and then the Word was God, and then the Word becomes flesh. What does flesh mean? Takes on physical form. So it's not just talking about the body that you live in or that you possess. It's talking about everything you see in your world. It was first a thought. It was first a word. It was first an idea. It was first an intention, right? So you know that the house you live in was a thought in someone's mind, right? You know, the bed that you sleep on, the covers that you sleep under or sleep upon, you know, that was in somebody's mind. The shirts that you wear, the different types of dishes that you eat or consume, the music that you listen to, everything was a thought in someone's mind. So then you understand that that's the creative power in man, the mind. And this also tells you that all things were created by the word. And there was nothing that was created that was not created by the word. All is energy. Everything is the word. Everything is energy. Well, I'm not here to debate anyone. So if you're here to debate, You can just scroll on by. On my platform, we double tap 10K to easy way. Once you double tap to 10K on TikTok, you get to join the panel. You get to come up and we talk about manifesting. We talk about the transformation of the mind. We talk about our journey of awakening. We do not come here to discuss or debate or argue over belief systems. If what you're doing works for you, you get to have it. You get to keep it. I'm not here to convince. I'm not here to convert. I'm not here to persuade anyone of anything. This platform is for those who have awakened to the truth of their being, who knows that the mind is creative, who knows that the Bible is metaphysical, it's esoteric knowledge, that it is psychological truth, that it is reminding you that the world is mental, that all is mind. If you're not ready to discuss it from that viewpoint, then this platform is not for you. And that's okay. But if you want to listen to what we're saying, if you have genuine questions regarding this truth, I'm open to a general conversation, but I'm not here to debate anyone's perspective. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything, because if what you're doing works for you, why change it anyway? I'm not here to get you to change the way you're living. The way change occurs is that you have to decide to be different. You have to decide to think differently. That's the only way change happens. Change does not happen over time. Change happens when you make a decision. Hey, Pastor Jesse, welcome. Hey, Elizabeth, I'm great. Yes, Nick Talks, that's it. Hey, A-Town. And so Neville Goddard taught the law of assumption. You have Reverend Ike also taught, he called it the science of living. Dr. Joseph Murphy, he was also someone who taught it, he called it the law of belief. So the law of belief, the law of assumption, the science of living, they're all saying the same thing. They're all coming from the biblical text to remind you that your thoughts are creative. Proverbs reminds you that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. So that's why Neville Goddard will remind you about your self-concept, because it's what you think about you is what you bring about in your reality. So if you want something differently to take place in your world, you have to be willing to change your perspective about yourself. You're not here to change the world. You're only here to change your mind. That's it. Change your mind about you. Stop thinking of yourself as unworthy, undeserving, hopeless, helpless, disempowered, faithless. Let go of all those negative attributes that you have been for so long giving yourself. And now speak the truth. And the truth is, you are God manifested in the flesh, which means you're a spirit having a physical experience, right? Because God is spirit. And then God takes on form to experience the dream of reality. Isn't that something? The dream of reality sounds like an oxymoron, right? How you gonna call it dream and call it real at the same time? Because what's real? How do you define reality? Reality is whatever you say it is. That's what's real. Whatever you say it is. Hey, Journey, welcome. That's reality. So with law of assumption, Neville Goddard reminds you there are no lies. There is no fiction. And the key to manifestation is to believe your own lie. Right? Because the definition he gives us, and it wasn't his original term, he got this definition from another person, but they said that an assumption, though false, which means you have no evidence, it sounds like a lie, if persisted in, hardens into fact, becomes true. And truth is just about what? Evidence of a thing, right? People say that something is true because they have evidence to back it up. That's what the world sees as truth. The only way you can say it's truth, I gotta have the facts, just the facts, right? That's an assumption. An assumption, a lie, you can call it a lie. We call it a lie, an assumption, a belief that you hold Even though you have no proof of it, you continue to persist in that reality, it must and it will, this is law, become true. So your only job is to what? Believe the lie. And here's the thing, you have been believing lies the whole time. Your whole life, you've been believing lies. So don't act like it's going to be so hard to believe a lie because you've been believing them all your life. You have been told lies since you came into this third dimensional reality. You have been lied to. So now it's just about telling your own lies and believing your own lie. So you can create the reality that you want to experience. Believe your own assumptions about life and continue to persist in it. Yes, peace and abundance. It only makes it right if you say it does. Again, this is not about discussion, about debate. Your reality is what it is because you think the way you think, and you can prove it to yourself. Just decide to think differently and see what happens. That's so easy. So easy. But the reason the mind would like to complicate that. Because if I tell you just think differently about your life and then watch your life be different, you say that's not all it takes. I actually have to quote unquote do something. And I'm going to tell you the only thing you need to do is change the way you think. That's the only thing you ever need to do. Just change the way you think. Because as a man thinks, so is he. The central figure of the gospel put it this way: the Christ. It is by your words are you justified, and it is by your words are you condemned. See how the Christ put it at your feet to let you know that what comes into your experience lies at your front door. It lies on your shoulders for you to think differently. Because the Christ also said, the central figure of the gospel, and the Christ is the power and wisdom of God, the I am. That is you. Right? He said, it is your faith that makes you whole. Your faith. It is your faith that makes you whole. It is done unto you as you believe. Lies about lies on top of lies and wrapped up in half truths with a defeat is late. Right, Elizabeth. Hey, warrior. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They be like, the lies you tell, you better keep telling those lies, and it's up to you to believe your own lie, though. Right? So what's believing your own lie? When you say that you're wealthy and your bank account says zero, what are you going to believe? The fact or the lie? Because the fact is you don't have any money in a bank account. The lie is you're wealthy. You have more than enough. Your cup runs over. Which story? Because remember I told you yesterday, a lie is just a story you tell. And then you have to decide if you're going to believe the story. And so the story you're telling yourself is that, oh, I'm actually wealthy. I don't care what that bank account says. I actually have more than enough. My cup actually runs over. Blessings are raining down upon me. I don't even have room enough to receive them all. What are you talking about? So you're talking about something. You just have to decide what you're talking about, if you're going to believe it or not. Let's give them something to talk about. Talk about love. Right? And so you hear people say, the thing that you want, you can't want it real bad. And I'm going to say that's a lie. Because I'm going to tell you the opposite of that. I'm going to say you're going to need to want the thing you want so bad that it makes you want to change. You have to want what you want so bad that you're willing to change to get it. Because that's what's required. A shift in consciousness. You got to shift your mindset in order to get the thing that you want, which means you got to want it so bad you want to be different. That you're so tired of being sick and tired that you want life to be so different, so bad, you willing to change the way you think. Hey, Aaron. Uh, how bad do you want it? Right? How do you want it? How do you feel coming up the however that Tupac song go? However you want it. How do you feel? That's the only part I know of that song. But how do you want it? How bad do you want it? Do you want it enough to be different? To think differently? Whatever you're desiring, do you want it bad enough to think differently about yourself? Because that's what it takes. It doesn't take time, it takes decision. Nothing changes because of time. Everything changes with decision. You have to decide to be different. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Pull up with my speed. However, that's again another song I really don't know the words to, but it's so fitting. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Hey, divination. You wanted it bad, real bad, real bad. Yeah, you want it bad, you would change the way you think. That's what it's about. And here's another thing: people telling you, "Don't tell nobody, don't tell nobody." That's a scared mentality. That's fear talking. You got to be bold with this thing. Do you know those who have achieved great success were telling people that they were going to be successful? Remember, I told you guys, okay, I watched the Serena girls, or not Serena, the Williams girls, Serena and Venus, right? Watch that movie, great inspirational movie for those of you that knows that they're supposed to do something great on this third dimensional plane, right? And then I watched Eddie Murphy, his documentary, right? You watch Michael Jordan, right? And there are plenty of movies out there, plenty of documentaries, Kanye West, right? They were telling people. They weren't keeping it to themselves. They were telling the world the thing that they wanted. King Richard is the movie with the Williams sisters, right? He was telling people that his children were were the greatest tennis players ever. He had a 77-page pamphlet about their life that he wrote before they were born. And he was sending it to people. So he didn't keep this to himself. He sent it to those who he wanted to coach his daughters. He was sending it to people. And every time he talked about them being champions. That he had 2 Michael Jordans. Not 1, 2. That Venus would be ranked number 1. And that Serena would be the greatest of all time. The greatest to ever do it. He told people. See, the reason why you don't tell people because you're operating in fear. And we know that fear is your enemy. And how do you deal with fear? You have to do what? Confront it. You cannot be scared to put yourself out there. But you're so worried about what other people think. But remember, other people only think what you think. Did you get that? You're worried about what other people think, but other people think only what you think. They're only your mirror. They're only reflecting you back to you. Yeah, so that thing you scared of doing, just do it. But I get a lot of us don't know what we want. Some of you don't know what you want. So you're like, damn, I don't even know what I want. Then you need to ask yourself a question. You have to have a conversation with yourself. What is it that I really want? Not what society says I can have. Not what my teachers and my counselors and my pastors and my bishops and my parents and my significant other and my friends, not what they think I should be doing. Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of people wouldn't think I should be doing this. Oh, I'm a heretic to my friends and family. Oh, I'm going to hell with gasoline draws on, as they would say. I'm going to bust hell wide open according to friends and family. That how dare I speak against the Christ of Scripture. But they don't even understand that religion is the biggest antichrist of them all. They're against the power. They talk about the power, but deny. They have the form of godliness, but deny the power thereof because they think the power is up there somewhere and don't even understand that the power is within. Right. He telling people about his kids that are ghosts. That part. Yes, absolutely. You have to be willing to walk this road in confidence. What the scripts say, being confident, which is being convinced of this very thing, that he, which is the I am within you, has be. Let me get the script right. Being confident of this very thing, that he that has begun a good work in you is able to perform it. You got to know that there's no failure in the power that's in you. No failure. So remember what we were talking about yesterday, Isaiah 55:11. Right? Let me pull that up on the screen. Let's do a refresher of 55:11. Right? Let's get a better one. Here it is. Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word. Let me pull it up here on YouTube too. Green screen. So shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void. It shall not return unto me empty. You're not speaking idle words. Remember the script says that every idle word that man speaks, he should give an account. Because the words that you speak, says the script, oh, they are spirit and they are life. That word is also quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So it shall what? Accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. So what are you sending your word? What are you sending your word forth to do? What are you speaking? What are you communicating with the universe? The electromagnetic field of infinite possibility. Seeing that all things already exist. All things. All things already exist. What are you calling forth? Like the Christ at the tomb of Lazarus, what did the Christ say? Oh, I thank you, Father, for thou always hears me. Lazarus, come forth. Are you calling forth your desire because you know that your awareness, your God is always listening? God, the God in you, the God that is you, your awareness, your consciousness, never sleeps nor slumbers. Are you calling your desire forth? Saying Lazarus, desire, money, come forth. Relationship, marital bliss, if that's what you desire. Health, come forth. Because God is not a man that he shall lie, neither the son of man that he needs to repent. Has God not said it? Will God not do it? God gonna do exactly what you believe can happen. What do you believe can happen? Oh, if you think it's impossible, you're right. Because God can't do anything with you don't believe it. And I'm going to tell you something. What believe is. The moment you speak it is the moment you believed it. It's the thing. The question is, do you keep speaking it? Do you keep believing it? Do you keep on accepting it? Because that's all believe means, to accept the thing. And how do I know that you accept the thing? You talk about it. You giving your attention to it. You thinking about it. So what are you thinking about? What do you be talking about? Because that's what you believe. The thing that you keep talking about is the very thing you believe. And this is what you have to understand about consciousness. It doesn't know negative. Consciousness only knows attention. It only knows what you're giving your attention to. It only knows what you're talking about. So you can speak negatively about a thing. It's because you're talking about it. That's what makes it come. Because you keep giving your attention to it. It doesn't care if you're talking about it positively or negatively. Because again, consciousness is neutral. Consciousness only knows. That's why people that talk about winning the lottery can win the lottery even though they don't have the consciousness of wealth. They can bring forth money into the experience. A lot of them don't keep it. Why? Because they were only worried about getting the money and not what? Having the money. That's a difference. It's a difference in getting the money and then having the money. See, the money had them, so they didn't get to keep it. See, when the money has you, you're not gonna enjoy it. You're gonna be worried about who's trying to take it from you. You're gonna have sleepless nights. You're gonna create all kinds of circumstances of insecurity in your reality. Because your mind was only about getting the thing instead of being the person that has the thing. So that's what the script says. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and all of its righteousness. And then the things get added. And so what's that layman's terms? Seek the kingdom of your good and right thinking. That's what righteousness is, thinking right about it. And then the things get added. And then I break it down even more and says, be the person that has the thing, and then the thing has to appear. That's the shift in consciousness. That's the shift in a reality. That's the transformation that you're after. That's the caterpillar that knows it's the butterfly. That's the acorn that knows it's the oak tree. See, at this moment, you may appear to be this, but you got to know that you're that. At the moment, you may appear to be struggling with money, but you got to know that you're abundant in wealth and that your cup runs over and that you always have more than enough. See, you got to know that's who you are. Being convinced of this very thing, that he that has begun a good work in me, is able to perform it, is able to bring it to pass. Because has God not said it? Will God not do it? Not a man that he shall lie, neither the son of man that he ever needs to change his mind. God changes not. I'm the same to yesterday, today, and forevermore. The I am never changes. Yes. Walk that walk if they talk about Jesus there. No, I haven't, Elizabeth. I haven't. And the thing is, with consciousness, it only cares that you know how to use the law, right? The law doesn't care who uses it. The law doesn't care what level you on, what level you're not on, because the law is no respecter of persons. If you can get yourself to believe a thing, it shall happen. You have a lot of people manifesting realities, but they don't know they God. They talking about Jehovah. The Williams sisters grew up being Jehovah's Witnesses. Their father, Richard, was praying to Jehovah. People that get blessings are praying to Jesus. People that get prayers answered are praying to Allah. They're praying in the name of Krishna, in the name of Vishnu. There is no wrong or right in consciousness. The law does not care who uses it. The law is no respecter of persons. Anyone can actualize the reality in which they want to experience. Anyone. It does not say you need to be God to know you're God in order to use this law. The Christian, the atheist, the Muslim, the Buddhist, the Hindu, the agnostic, the spiritualist, the awakened mind, the mind that has remembered, the enlightened, whatever you want to call it, access to the power. Because guess what? We're always using the power. There's not a time we're not using it. We're either you unwisely. We either know what we're doing or we don't. But the law, that's what makes the law good and perfect, because it doesn't care your level of consciousness. That's why we create the horrors of the world, the traumas of the world. That's why people operate in fear and lack and doubt and worry and complaining. Because consciousness doesn't care how you use it. Money doesn't care who has it. It has no feelings. It's neutral. Electricity doesn't care who uses it. Has no feelings. It's neutral. The power, consciousness, the universe doesn't care who uses it. Because we're all God. Remember, we're all God. Either you're God awake or you're God asleep. But knowing you're God or not knowing you're God does not make you devoid of the ramifications of using the law or the consequences or the benefits of using it. It doesn't care. But the awakened mind understands that thoughts are things. The sleeping mind lives in the world of effects. The awakened mind, the mind that remembers who they are, knows that the world is mental, knows that it's psychological. Hey, Nikki, right? That's why the awakened mind, the one that remembers, right? The people that talk about praying for others, right? You can pray for others that don't understand the law, right? Because the law is no respect of persons, and everything will always be done unto what? How you believe it. So if you believe that another person will be blessed by your prayer, they will be. If you believe and accept that someone is different just by you saying that they are, they will be. Right? Because you're the only creator in your reality, right? And everyone in your experience is what? An extension of you, a projection of your consciousness. Remember, there's only God in the world, there's only good in the world, right? The law is perfect, which means every seed grows after its own kind. That's what makes the law perfect. So if you sow seeds of thorns, be ready to be pricked. As you know, an apple seed does not produce lemons. It produces apples. So if your consciousness is that of lack, that's why you keep experiencing circumstances in your reality keep happening to prove to you that there is a such thing as lack. Is lack real? Is it true? It's true for you because you believe in it. But if you take a step back and just look at your world, and you'll see that how could you ever believe in lack? Because wherever you look, there's abundance of all things. That the universe could never be a lackful state or a lackful place. The lack only occurs in your mind. And because you're so powerful, you can convince yourself of poverty. You can convince yourself of not having enough. That's what makes the law. This is where, we get the whole free will doctrine, right? Because you are free to believe in anything. You are free to believe in anything. You can choose whatever you want to believe in. No one can really stop you from thinking. Right? In order to have a change of reality, you have to choose to think differently. If you want to see people in your world healed, living their best life, right, you're going to have to think of them differently. So when they show up in your reality, they show up differently. Or else they are what? Removed from your reality. Right? Either people show up or you no longer what are conscious of them. Because the law is perfect. You will only see your own consciousness. You only see your own consciousness. So what are you conscious of? What are you conscious of being? Be conscious of being great, wise, wealth, riches, health, success, anything noble that you can think of. Or not is your reality. No one's judging you but you. You're the one judging you. So if that doesn't seem like something you want to experience, hey, you get to, this is Burger King. You do get to have it your way. You know, Burger King, have it your way. Yeah. This world of make-believe, you get to have it your way. You get to continue to believe the way you believe, and then life will continue to show up the way it does. When the script says, by the central figure of the gospel says, you believe in God, believe also in me. It's telling you to believe in yourself. If I believe in God, then I also need to believe in me. That's how that script should be interpreted. If I believe in God, then I must also believe in me. Because who's God? I am. I am the Lord, and I am the Lord thy God, and beside me there is no other God. You did? You said that earlier? You got to believe in you. You got to believe in the power, in your word, the power of your word. Believe in the power of, because that's God. Your word is God. Your word, you are bound by your word. Thy word is near thee, even in thy mouth. It's in you to prosper and to do the very thing you're sending it out to do. And so, as I remind you, like Neville Goddard did, it's called the law of assumption. What are you assuming? All assumptions would be deemed as what? Lies. That's what it's right. An assumption, though false, right? He's telling you, even though it's false, which means it's a lie. How we say lies. Lies mean you don't have no evidence of it. You have no proof of it, right? Though an assumption, though false, if you persist in it, it will harden into fact. You will get facts. You will get evidence of it. There will be bridges of incidents that occur in your reality to back up what you are assuming, whatever you are believing. So it is imperative, it is pertinent that you believe your own lies. I mean, you've been believing everybody else's lies. Why not start believing in your own? Why not start experiencing your own lies? Right? Like people thought those who invented the mechanical bird that they were lying. You remember, we've heard that phrase, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Right? They were like, if I'm lying, I ain't flying. They were flying. So they weren't lying. They were able to understand what we call aerodynamics, right? They were able to create aviation, right? To defy the laws, or did they defy the law of gravity, or did they work with gravity? Potato, potato. People don't believe you until they see it anyway. And so you have to stop thinking that because you say it and tell somebody that can thwart your mission. No, the only one that stops you from realizing your dream is you. The only one that stops you from realizing your vision is you. No one has the power to take anything away from you. You have to give it away. You have to agree with those, again, others in quotation marks, people that's saying, oh, that's impossible. Oh, that's impossible. That can't work. You're already thinking that in the back of your mind. You're already questioning if it can really happen for you. And so they're just going to come and confirm those people that's coming to you talking about that. That's not going to happen. I don't even know why you telling people that. That's never going to happen. Oh, I thought you was going to be rich by this time. I thought you was going to be famous by this time. I thought you was going to have this by this time. I thought you was going to make this amount of money by this time. I thought your business was going to be up and running by this time. I thought, right? And you're going to have to be like, you're going by sight and I'm walking by faith. You're going by what you see and I'm going by what I know. Right? So what do you know to be true? You have to be it in consciousness. You have to be so convinced of it, you're not moved or shaken by circumstances. And all these people telling you, oh, you got to fail first. You got to fail first. It's not failure, it's experience. Perceive life differently. You just didn't know what you didn't know, and now you know. You know, oh, that ain't that path, or, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep being consistent. I'm going to keep being the person that has it, even if my current reality doesn't appear like this is who I am. I don't go by appearances. I walk by faith. Remember, I don't go by what it looks like. I go by what I know it is. So you got to know that you know that you know. That's why you got to be convinced. This isn't about your emotions. Now, you can use your emotions to manifest. They are a tool, but it's the knowing that gets it. It's the alignment. It's having no resistance, right? Because so many people will say, well, I asked for it and I didn't really think too much about it and it came. Why is that? Because you had no resistance to it. Your channel was flowing. You weren't congested. You weren't blocking that thought that went out. You weren't what? Double-minded. See, a lot of times when people decide what they want and it's not happening the way they think it should come and in a time frame in which they think it should happen, then they allow the double-minded state to take hold. So what do they start doing? Adding to the word. And what did the script says? You should not add to or take away from the word. What's the word? Your desire. So you had a desire to make $125,000 a year. Say that's what you want. You six-figure income, $125,000 a year. And you get a job offer that's close, but no cigar. They're going to offer you six figures, but it's not quite what you asked for. It's 100,000. And so you're like, instead of believing that you can have exactly what you want, you condition it by settling. By saying, oh, well, that's close enough. I'll just take this in because 100,000, even though I wanted 125,000, 100,000 is better than nothing because I'm currently making 50. And even though I want the 125, and I know I can make the 125, and I know that was my desire. I knew that's what I wanted. But because the circumstances that the world is trying to dictate to you, the outer is trying to dictate the inner. And now you have to decide, am I going to let the outer dictate or I'm going to let the inner dictate? And a lot of people do. They let the outer dictate. So what they do, they take the 100,000 instead of knowing that the word that they sent forth, because they allow double-mindedness. They let the world of effects dictate what they could have. And so, and I thought you wasn't a hater. You have to know you don't have to settle. Hey, Biz, how are you? Welcome. So I am streaming on YouTube as well as TikTok. YouTube, Prosperous Living with Toyia. TikTok, Prosperous Living _T. Prosperous Living with _T. Right. See what had happened was. Oh. And it's not that it's wrong to take the 100. It's not wrong to take the 100. But you just have to know that you didn't have to settle though. that it wasn't a requirement to take what you didn't want, right? It's like you order a dish, you order your steak, and you tell them, I want it, medium well, and they bring back rare or they bring back well done. You have a decision to make. Are you just going to accept whatever the chef cooked up, or are you going to return the steak and say, that's not what I ordered? Right? Like, how many of you will go to a nice fancy restaurant, a Michelin restaurant, order a steak, medium well, and they bring it out rare? Are you going to eat a rare steak and you know that you don't like that? Or you don't want to see any red meat? You want it well done, and they bring you out medium well. You can still see pink. Are you going to eat it because you don't want to make a fuss? You don't want to make it. You don't want to make it seem like you being complicated, or you're ruffling feathers. You just want to. No. Because who paying for the meal? Are they paying for the meal? Even if they were paying for the meal, would you still accept it? Like, I don't eat. I need my meat fully cooked. I don't want to see any red meat. Right? So are you just going to accept whatever is given to you? Or are you going to stand on what you said you wanted? I ordered this. It's the same thing with the universe. If the universe comes and tries to give you something that you didn't ask for, you don't have to accept it. You don't have to settle. You like medium rare? So you definitely would have accepted, huh, Nikki? Say, I was thinking I'm going to spit in my food. You're funny, Elizabeth. Not spitting the food. Oh my goodness. My sister, she loved, like back in the day, especially when you love McDonald's French fries. And she would go to McDonald's French fries, and she always wanted fresh out of the grease. And if she didn't get fresh out of the grease, she gave them their fries back. She never settled for French fries from McDonald's that were not fresh out of the grease. She wanted her French fries freshly cooked, every rip. And she was there. My sister was definitely one of those people that if the order didn't come back like she asked for it, she's sending it back. If it ain't coming out piping hot, she's sending it back. She wanted her food piping hot. We go to a restaurant. If that plate ain't sizzling, she's sending it back. And so that's the mindset we have to adapt, right? Fresh, yes, fresh. I'm not playing with you, right? Yes. Cause you're paying for it anyway. Like what? Like I mean, even if they are giving it for free, just because it's for free don't mean I'm still going to eat it. I'm going to accept it. I'm not just taking stuff for free just because you're giving it if it's not something that I would enjoy, right? Now I may take it and give it to somebody else, re-gift it. Thank you. I know the perfect person that would love this, right? Because you want to be in the state of being able to receive, right? So even if you can't do anything with the gift, accept the gift, right? Accept gifts. Even if you don't see a way that you could enjoy it. Take it anyway. You'll be surprised. You're actually taking it for someone else and you don't even know at that moment. But consciousness, remember I told you, has a 360 worldview, sees the end before the beginning. So take any gifts given to you and put it over to the side, because you may change your taste, or someone's going to come into your reality that's going to benefit from that gift. Because you want to be in the state of receptivity. Yep. Or you have an inclination to buy something and you're like, I don't even know why I want to buy this. I don't even see, but I'm gonna buy it anyway, right? Go with that intuitive leading. Go with that first mind, right? Because that first mind is usually the right mind, right? It's when you start thinking too much, you talk yourself out of stuff, right? So you're at the store and you're like, oh, I gotta know. I don't know why I'm about to like, buy it. You'll be surprised. The reason why you're going to have this is because you're going to be the channel for someone else. Remember, there's no one else, right? Everyone is you. Everyone is you pushed out. So you're just getting the thing because it is going to benefit someone, whether you at a later time or someone else, right? Learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust that intuitive leading, right? You'd be surprised. We hear stories like that all the time, right? Especially those of you who are avid readers of Neville Goddard. People would imagine themselves with, hats and scarves and coats, and they would imagine that they, had it. Like one lady in particular, she had this hat that she really adored, but it was more than something that she would actually buy for herself. But she imagined that she had it. She watched herself with it on as she walked down the street. It wasn't her hat she had on, it was a hat that she really wanted. She went home and she placed the hat in the closet as though she had the hat that she really wanted. Days later, her friend calls her up and says, hey, come visit me. And she was like, I don't have no idea why I bought this hat, but I think that you would like it. It was the very hat that she had imagined herself with having in the department store. Right? Things just will seem to happen like that, right? Once you, and this all comes down with you just making a decision that you could have whatever you desire. Again, change does not come with time. Change comes with decision. Just decide. Make a decision. That's when change unfolds. That's when your reality shape shifts. Have an identity shift. Because you shifted your identity, your world must shift. How does your world shift? Because you decided to be different. You decided to be different. And you have to want it so bad that you want to change. You want it so bad that you want to change the way you think about you, about the situation, about the things that you want. And I like what Reverend Ike says, become fascinated. Everything that you watch, everything that you consume, right? Everything that you feast upon should be about being the person you desire to be. To live from that state now, not when it happens, not when you get it. Live from that state now because all is now. There is no then or when. There's only the here and now. That's why you don't concern yourself with when and then. You only concern with yourself here and now. There's only the here and now. There's no when and then, only here and now. So if you find yourself trying to figure out, well, how's it going to happen, when it's going to happen, remind yourself, no when and then, only here and now. This is all I have. I only have here and now. I vow to be one with thee. Yes, right? You vow to be one with your desire here and now. Here and now, I vow to be one with thee. You're one with your desire. There's no separation, right? Thanks, Luther Vandross. We know we thought it was about marriage, but it could be about marriage. It could be about whatever you want it to be about. Money, health, relationship, business, whatever it is. I was cutting off. Oh, okay. Let's see. Let's see. And it's probably because, it's late night and everybody in my home is probably on the internet. That plays into it too. I don't live by myself. I have a family of folks and we're all sharing this internet. We're all sharing this internet. And so I'm about to see. Look, don't want to come out. Let's see. Let's see if that works. That's better. But I am streaming on YouTube and on TikTok. You can catch recaps on YouTube. I upload the videos. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully the internet gets better. So you're soaking up all soaking up soaking up. We'll see. But I did change it out, so we'll see. I did change the connection, so we'll see if it gets better. Yep, Prosperous Living with Toyia on YouTube. Yep. And so the law of assumption, the law of belief, the law of being, the science of living, however, whatever you want to call it, requires for you to believe in something that you cannot see physically yet. Something that that has not made itself objectified in your reality. This is where faith is required. This is where believing in your own story. Remember, a lie or the truth is just a story that you tell. So what story are you telling? And do you believe the story that you're telling? Have you accepted it as truth? Regardless if the world believes you or not, regardless if the world sees you or not. And the one thing, allow yourself not to be manipulated by others trying to get you to believe in them. It's not required for you to believe in anybody. The only body you need to believe in is yourself. And see, people try to manipulate, and that's only because you don't trust yourself, which is the only way you'll be able to be manipulated, right? The only way you can be manipulated is if you don't trust in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, that's the only way manipulation happens. Because you decide to believe in someone else other than you. But remember, there is no one else. So believing in anything outside of you is doing what? Creating an idol. Anytime you believe in someone else's words more than you believe in your own, you're creating an idol. Your word is God, no one else's. Your word is what you say is the power. Your words. It is by your word that you are justified. And it is by your word that you are condemned. You know, people want to get into this whole thing. Oh, nobody believes me. Who gives a... Why do you need someone to believe you? The question is, do you believe you? Because if you believe you, that's all that matters. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And I also have free ebooks in the link to in my bio, the 30-day transformation journey. You get a daily dose for 30 days of affirmations and scriptures and a little summation of the scripture that I offer to remind you of the power that you are, the power that you possess. And that power never fails you. As Psalm 23 says, the Lord is my shepherd. Who's the Lord? The law, the I am, the law of your being. The Lord, the law, is your shepherd. And you what? Shall not want. You will never lack evidence. You will never be in lack of evidence. You will never lack evidence of that which you believe to be true. You will always get confirmation of your thoughts, of your beliefs, of your truth. Right? The script says, I am the way, I am the truth. Who's the truth? I am. It's not they are the truth. He is the truth. She is the truth. The script is always speaking first person present tense. So you got to understand it's not about others, it's about you. It's about the I am, the presence within you. I am the way. I am the truth. I am the life. I am the doorway to my manifestation. I am the resurrection. I bring things to life through the word, because the word is God. The word is good. It's great. It's powerful and it's quick. Shall not want. You shall not lack. Your cup runs over. You always have more than enough. You can have an abundance of lack or an abundance of wealth. Which one are you choosing? Right? As Neville Goddard reminds us, all states exist. All states exist. So you don't have to worry about creating anything. What are you doing moving in and out of states? Just like here in the United States, right? You can move over. You can leave. I'm in Illinois. I can leave Illinois and go to California. When I go to California, it's a whole different state, right? Whole different laws are different. Weather is different. How the state is governed is different, correct? Does that mean Illinois no longer exists because I'm in California? No. Illinois still exists. It's just what? Out of my awareness. It's out of my awareness now because my awareness is where? My consciousness is where? My attention is where? In California. So where's your attention? And do you know you can be in Illinois and have the consciousness of California? And because you got the consciousness of California, you'll end up in California somehow, some way. Somehow, some way. That's how it works, right? When Neville Goddard described being in New York, but had an earnest desire to be in Barbados, but didn't have any money. And his mentor, Abdullah, the Ethiopian mystic, told him, you're in Barbados. What does it look like? Can you see the palm trees? Smell the seawater? Feel the ocean breeze like. And so every night he slept, not in New York, he slept in Barbados. And then what happened? A bridge of incidents happened. His brother sends him a letter. Well, first he didn't believe it, right? First he was questioning, like, hey, Abdullah, what's going on? I don't see any movement. I don't see any change. I'm doing exactly what you're telling me to do, and I don't see a difference. And what did Abdullah tell him? I ain't talking to you about this no more. He slammed the door. It's like, I already told you you're in Barbados. Why are you talking to me as if you're not in Barbados? Why are we having this conversation? How could you be talking about not being in Barbados when I just told you you are? So he slammed the door. And what was that a metaphor for? He was slamming the door. He was shutting out what? Appearances. Because Neville was walking by sight and not by faith. He was going by circumstances. He was like, I know you telling me I'm sleeping in Barbados, but the facts of the matter is I'm still here in New York. And what did Abdullah say? God damn it, I told you you're in the Barbados, dude. And we ain't even gotta have this conversation no more. And then lo and behold, he gets a letter from his brother saying, hey, Neville, hey, this will be the first Christmas we'll have all 10 children at home with our parents. Come on down to Barbados. And here's the money you need. Don't even worry about it. We got you. And so he like, oh man, he go to Abdullah, he like, man, I'm going to Barbados just like you said. Only thing is I'm going third class. He's like, who told you were going third class? Oh no, you going first class. You're going first class. Who told you were going third class? You're not traveling to Barbados third class. You're traveling first class. Another bridge of incidents had to happen. He ended up sharing a cabin with two other gentlemen, and he went first class. And this is the caveat of this story. He did nothing to make it so other than believe he was already in Barbados. He could have easily, because his family had the money. He could have easily called his brothers, the businessman, the one who had built up their business on the island of Barbados. He could have easily called them and said, hey, I want to come to Barbados. I want to come see the family, but, I'm a little short on cash. Could you pay for my trip? And I'm sure they would have done it. I'm sure they would have loved to see him come to Barbados, and they definitely would have paid his way. But he decided to use his mind to see if this law really works, if imagining really does create reality. Right, Nikki? Yes, A-Town. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. That's what's so key. He didn't do anything to me, and he could have easily called his brother. And many of us probably would have did that. Many of us probably would have been, I'm just gonna go ahead and ask. I'm gonna go ahead and break down. I really want to go. I really feel this urge. I don't have the money. I know my family got it. Let me just go ahead and call. Many of us would have did that. We definitely would have sent a letter. No, telephones was out then. He definitely would have made a call, or he might have sent the letter to Barbados and try to figure out a way how to get the money from his family. And that's what many of us do. We try to make things happen. And not to say that's not a way. That is definitely a way. Here's the thing though. You want to prove to yourself that imagining creates reality. Not anything you do outwardly, but what you do inwardly. You want to prove to yourself there's nothing to do but to be. And so he had to be in Barbados in order to be in Barbados. And not do anything to make it so other than believe it's already done. And so that's how you test this law. That's how you test it. By deciding what you want and then doing nothing to make it so. Knowing that anything you do is not you making it so, it's because it's part of the bridge of incidents that needs to happen, right? It's part of what needs to take place, right? It's like when I decided I wanted to get upgrade to first class, right? Now, some people might have waited till they got to the gate and asked, do you have any available seats? They say if you don't ask, you don't receive, right? But no, I just said in my mind, I don't want to pay any more money. I don't want to use any more points. And I'm just going to say I got the upgrade. I got it. And then I let it go. Now, first, I was like, I wonder when they're going to tell me. I wonder if they're going to, then I said, no. Because I was like, I wonder if they're going to tell me at the gate that I got it, right? I was like, trying to figure out when I was going, how I was going to find out. And I was like, no, I cannot think about it. And I let it go. I just completely let it go. The night before the flight was a 6 a.m. flight. At about 8 o'clock, I got a message from the airline saying, oh, we've had to change your flight. Go in to confirm your seats. I go in to confirm my seats, and lo and behold, I had the upgraded flight. Lo and behold, I had the upgraded flight. I didn't do anything but accept that it was. Right? That's how it happens. It's how it happens. Like when I bought my Mercedes Benz. I was on the internet and I didn't want a brand new Mercedes Benz. At that time, I got my Mercedes Benz in 2018, October 2018. Well, I was looking for it in the summer of 2018. My husband was like, I should get it then so I could have it during the summer. But it just didn't feel right for me to have. I just didn't feel like I did something in me was just like, no, this is not the time. It just didn't, you know. I was like, I still had to work out some things in my mind. I had these hang-ups with having this quote unquote luxury car, being in a predominantly, whatever area, right? And I'm like, I need to, get out of that mindset or whatever. But I had saw the car in the summer, saw the price that I wanted to pay. I didn't have to have a car note, so I was paying outright for the car. And I was okay. That's the car. It had low miles. It was a 2017, but I believe it came out in 2016 because it was 2 years old. But it was a 2017, and it only had like maybe 20 some thousand miles on it. And I was like, that's it. And when I decided I wanted to get it in October, the car was still there. The car was there. The price was still there, and went. And because before that, I did test drive an Audi. But I was like, but the Audi wasn't what I wanted. I don't even know why I was test driving the Audi, because the Audi was what I wanted. The Mercedes was what I wanted. But I did test drive the Audi. It was cool, but yep. So yeah, come up if you have questions. Any questions? You want to share anything? Share if you care. Share. And so, and as we remember who we are and we listen to, we'll hear all different types of, people, different people's perspective about this law, right? And it's not about that anybody's right or wrong. We have to get out of that mindset too, of thinking that something's right or wrong. It's not about something being right or wrong. It's about what works, right? Because consciousness doesn't deal in the duality mindset. Consciousness isn't saying that something's right or wrong, good or bad, positive or negative. Consciousness is only saying, where's your awareness? Where's your focus? Where's your attention? And so other people will use the terminology alignment or vibration or frequency, right? We're all saying the same thing. That's the only thing consciousness cares about. Now, because we've been programmed into morality, we try to say, oh my goodness, this is offensive, or I feel ashamed, or I feel guilty. Consciousness ain't talking about none of that. Consciousness don't care about who feelings got hurt, who was upset, who was quote unquote lied to, manipulated, misled, controlled. It don't care nothing about that. The law is perfect, is seamless, and it is no respect of persons. And things happen because people have strong convictions about it. Now, there are people in certain places that understand that this world is psychological, right? And you can use this law to control people. If that's something you want to do, you definitely could use this law to control others. Those who are still, not sure of themselves. And many of us, we come into this experience not knowing who we are. We forget. We come into the state of forgetfulness. So yes, we are programmed to look for answers outside of ourselves, to trust in the governments, to trust in the academic institutions, to trust in our financial institutions, right? To trust in our employers, and to trust in our everything, right? We're told, trust in our religious organizations. We're told to trust everything but ourselves. Believe and trust everybody but yourself. And you will have even some people that said they're awakened and will still have you thinking that you can't trust your own thoughts. You can't trust your own choices. You can't trust your own inner knowing, your own intuitive guidance. But it is a must that you get to know yourself, right? That you get to know thyself. That you get to know the truth and the power that's within you, that's going to lead and guide you to your truth. Not my truth, your truth. It's going to lead and guide you to your truth. Yep, it's in you. It's in you. And we're just here to experience, right? It's just all about experience. You're here to experience. All right? That's the we're here for the experience, for the expansion. We think it's more than that. We think we're here to earn brownie points, to try to figure out how to get into heaven, to try to figure out how to please some deity, to figure out how to. You're just here to remember who you are and to create the reality that you wish to experience. And if you're saying to yourself that I'm here to change the world, I want governments to be different. I want, I want to help those who are homeless. I want to help those who are impoverished, right? Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If that's where you feel a great pull towards, a great yearning for, again, there is no judge at the end of this life. No one's going to come down and say, well, you know what? You really didn't come here to save people. You really came here to create your reality. No one's going to tell you that. It's like, oh, you want to save the world. You want to help the people. You want to create a reality where people will always need you and will benefit from your, philanthropic, devotion or aim or goal in life. Hey, you'll create that reality where you'll always have people in need and they'll be in need of you. And absolutely nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with whatever it is you're deciding to do. Just make sure that it's you that's deciding it. That you're not doing it because for any other reason other than you want to. Because you feel deeply moved by it. And so the question is, it should always be, what do you want? What is your desire? What are you desiring? That's the question. What are you desiring? How do you see your life? What path do you want to take? What journey do you want to, go upon? And to really lose that mindset of lies. You gotta get out of that mindset of, oh, that's a lie, or that's not true. It doesn't matter. It only matters what you believe. It only matters what you believe. Because when you really think about it, you've been believing lies, quote unquote, untruths, alternative facts all of your life. Because you were told you were a limited being. You were told there's only so much available. You were fed scarcity, right? You were told so many things about this quote unquote reality that people made up just to control, right? As a mechanism of control. Here's the thing though, when it's time for God to awaken within you, no man can stop it. No power outside of you can stop you from awakening to the truth of who you are. When it's time for you to arise out of your stupor, when it's time for you, for the Christ within you, the light to shine upon you, it will. That's why we don't condemn those who are asleep. That's why we leave that judgment. Let the world judge the world. As the Christ said, let them be filthy still. What does that have to do with you? Follow me. Follow the I am within you. You got to have tunnel vision. You got to take your eyes off the world, especially a lot of times the world is a distraction. The world starts feeding you this doubt, this limitation, this fear, and you get caught up in it a little bit. And you lose your focus and you go wayward and you get off your path. And then you got to come to yourself and remember, oh, that's none of my business. What someone else believes, what someone else does is none of my business. I'm the only thinker in my reality. So I don't care what the government is doing. I don't care how many people try to tell you, oh, if you don't vote, then that is a vote. And you need to vote for it. You need to care about the government. You need to care about the laws. You need to care about, no, they need to care about, because they're governed by their government. You know that government means to control the mind. Who should be in control of your mind? Not your government. You should be controlling your mind. You should be determining the outcomes of your life. Yes, what would I rather have? Yes. You got to know that this world is one big play. It's one big stage. It's one big movie. It's one big dream. And you're just a character in the dream. You're wearing a mask, a personality. And that's this cult of personality, as this being that's make believing it's a human pretending to be something it's not. Hello, spiritual Johnny.
Hey, what it do?
All is good.
All it good, all it good.
Yes.
All right.
What's going on?
Know what I'm saying? I just came to talk about His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, thank you. That's not what this platform is about.
You know who that is?
I've heard someone come on my platform and talk about that before, so not interested. Thank you.
Do you remember what they said?
Yes, I do, but I'm not here to discuss it.
Oh,
I don't discuss belief systems.
oh no. I mean, what you believe in? Aren't you discussing
Myself.
it right now?
Myself.
All right, tell me. I was listening, but you keep going, and I'll show
Oh,
you how
okay.
it's the exact same.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, if it's the exact same, why are you putting a person's name in front of it? Why aren't you just saying the I am?
Okay.
Why aren't you up here to talk about you instead of talk about another being? Because I'm not here talking about another being. I'm only talking about myself.
Well,
I'm not putting another being above me.
you got to give credit to the one who gave us the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It came
Well,
from a
that whoever
particular
you're
conscious.
talking about didn't give me any knowledge. That knowledge
I
comes
know,
from
I know, I
within.
know, I know. But
That,
you missing one important thing though. You know what I'm saying? But you can continue though. You know what I mean?
yeah, there's only one power, and that's the I am within all
I agree.
woman born, every
But
being born of woman.
the extent of that power. You know what I'm saying? How far can you take this power? What is it? What is the capabilities of it? And knowing that it's there. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not living
It's
in
all
our
about how
truth.
you use the power.
We aren't living in the true potential of it and what it wants us to have from it. You understand? You know what I'm saying?
And
Because
what are you to gain from it?
eternal life, and with eternal life comes peace, because we're living in truth. Anything other than that is death.
Well,
It
you don't
leads
have
to
to
death.
gain eternal life. You are eternal life. You are an infinite being already. There's
Now,
nothing
how do
to
you
gain
prove
or
it though?
lose.
How do you prove it?
What do you mean? Do you know when you were born? And I guarantee you don't know when you'll die. That's right there is eternity. You have no end and no beginning. You don't know when you came, and you're not gonna know when you go, because there is no death. There's only life. Life is
Okay.
eternal. Life is infinite.
Well, where did you came from? And where you go after you die?
There is
Because
nowhere
those
to
are,
go. And it came from, which means I always was. Right? As the central figure of the gospel says, before Abraham was, I am.
and you
Right?
speaking in terms as being a spirit, right? A being.
Yes. Yes. I'm not talking about the physical body. Correct. The physical body returns to the stardust, returns to the elemental world, right? Because this physical body is made up of elements, atoms, right?
Does your being, yeah, right. Does your being get into another body
If it so desires.
if it desires? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. It's cool to believe that, you know what I'm saying, because then I'm not gonna force nothing on you, because We'll come to an understanding of how it truly goes. If you desire, you know what I'm saying, if you know how life goes, you would always desire
Right.
to be walking in the flesh. If you know what happens outside of it, how it's no separation of conscience, how it's all many thoughts that aren't your own, 1,000 miles per second. You can't stop it.
I guess my question is, does it matter whose thoughts they are if you're aware of it? Because I know people want to get into that whole conversation, that whole dialogue about where you're not your thoughts, but guess what? You're aware of them. So what are you going to do about it? I could care less if the thought came from, because the thought is never coming from outside of you. It's coming from within you. So to tell me I'm not my thought, how can that be when God is everything? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was what? Was God. And don't words proceed from thought? So how you going to tell me I'm not the very thing that I am? Because all things
You
were
said,
made by the Word, right? Everything was made by the Word, and there was nothing that was not made by the Word, and we know the Word is God. So right there, you're trying to separate when you tell me I'm not the Word. I am the Word. Great is
wait,
the
what?
mystery, says
That's not what I
Paul.
said, bro. That's not what
You
I
said you
said.
said there are thoughts and we're not our thoughts, right? There, you did
No,
say
that's
that.
not what I
What
said.
did you say about
I did
thoughts?
not say we're not our thoughts.
What did
I
you
said
say?
there's no separation of thought. I
You
said
said
there's
something prior to that too.
I said outside of your body, there is no separation of consciousness. All thoughts coming from everywhere. They all coming at you 1,000 miles per minute. You can't
But
separate
they're
your
not
thoughts
your
from
thought. You
somebody
did
else's
say, but
thoughts.
you said they're not your own. Did you not say that? That they're not your own thoughts? I do. Did you not say that? Did you not say that they're not your thoughts?
All right, so picture this.
No.
You
Answer the question. Did you not say that the thoughts were not my own?
thoughts coming from yeah, you're right. I
Okay,
did say
that's what
that.
I'm saying.
I did
So
say that.
is that not there trying to separate it? Are you not then, when you tell me that my thoughts are not mine, are you not there in that statement making a separation?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, but you just told me that there is no separation.
And it ain't. The only
So how can
separation is
that statement be true then?
two things can't be true at once.
Oh, it can be not my thought and my thought all at the same time?
Yeah, it
Okay.
can.
Okay.
I mean, I can explain it.
I mean, you don't have to say, I mean, I'm here for it because that is the paradox, right? Nothing
That
and all
is a
things all at the
paradox.
same time, right? No thing and all things at the same time.
It's like if you walk in flesh, you have been for thousands of years, and you just suddenly not in flesh, you just floating in the abyss. All the other beings that aren't in flesh anymore, their thoughts is there too. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just gonna be your conscious thinking.
Well, there's only one consciousness. Again, it sounds like you're trying to separate. There's only one mind.
When we're in the body, it's different consciousness. It's different consciousness. We're separated by the flesh, but really, it's all one being. It's like pouring ice. It's like pouring water into an ice tray. You understand? It all came from the same source, but now it's walking around as an individual ice cube.
Okay.
It's like
But
it's like God's thoughts.
it's the ocean experiences itself as a drop, but it's still the ocean, correct? You're just experiencing yourself as a drop, but you're still the ocean.
Yeah, and
Everything
with that,
contained in the ocean is contained in the drop. So then
and
that means that I and my Father, I and my consciousness are one. But the conceiver is always greater than its conception, right? That what you're conceiving yourself to be is always greater than what you are conceiving yourself to be.
okay, yeah. Think of it like
Yeah.
this: if
Yeah.
you,
I think we're saying the same thing. I think you want to argue when there is no reason to argue.
no, I'm not
And
arguing. I'm just trying to get
we're
this point
saying
across. Like
we're
I'm
saying
trying
the
to get
same
this
thing.
point
I'm just
across.
not going to say that I'm going to worship or give thanks to something outside of me, because whoever you're claiming gave you this knowledge is me,
You
is
don't gotta
you.
worship nothing. Not saying
I'm
he
saying
is worthy to be praised, but you don't
whoever you
got to.
came on the platform, whatever name you're giving credit to, I'm going to
Yeah,
say that credit is you. So I don't need to give credit to Jesus. I don't need to give credit to
I'm not
whatever
talking
name that
about
you
Jesus.
proclaimed. I don't need, because they are me. They're
Yeah,
not
they
separate
use, but
from me.
listen, though, listen, please. I'm gonna say this one last thing. You know how you got your own conscience, I got mine. If you think you like oranges, I'm not gonna like oranges because you like oranges. If you raise your hand, I'm not gonna raise my hand because you raised your hand. Therefore, they have a own separate consciousness. Whatever thing they unlock with their consciousness, they can teach somebody else what they've unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in the same mindset as that person. You understand? So if that person unlocked the sense of being to where he can remember where he came from, the secrets of creation, and he can share that, shit, that nigga will be worthy to be praised because he is true as
Or
to
one
show
with the
you.
source too. You just don't remember that you are. And
Okay,
okay,
but that
but here's the thing: you have to understand that you manifested the person of you. They're not separate from you. Right? They're be a unique, individualized version of you. They're a projection of your own consciousness because it was such a time as this for you to remember who you were, and so you manifested the reality of something being separate from you, but actually it's an extension of you.
yeah, it's an
See,
extension
I
of
don't
me.
exist in this reality.
So
I
you can't
exist
praise an
as a
extension of yourself? That's how
say that
selfish you is.
say that
You
again.
cannot praise an extension of your own self. Then why do you deserve it then? You don't look at it like that?
No, I'm
Well,
just gonna
fuck
end
you
the
then.
con.
That's how I see it though, you know what I'm saying? Not fuck.
Okay. We could just end the conversation because I don't know about praising something outside of you. Why is that necessary? But hey, everybody gets to do whatever they're going to do. None of my business how people decide to perceive their reality. That's why I don't want to have those discussions, right? Because the moment you don't accept someone else's reality, why does that matter? Why does it matter if someone else doesn't see reality as you do? Why do you need someone to validate your reality? It should be unnecessary what other people think. Remember, you are the only thinker in your reality, so it only matters what you think. I'm not looking for a chorus, for a man corner. You don't have to agree with anything I say. It is completely unnecessary. Oh, you think I can help you, Jack? Is that what you're saying? You think I can help you? The only one that can help you is you. The only way this message helps you is that you have to be open to receive it. And arguing over beliefs edifies no one. It just sounds like two people in disagreement, and no one is better from the hearing of it. Because why debate over someone else's decisions? Only you can live out your life. I can't live out your experience. Only you can. And so if you feel like you have to praise a being outside of you, place someone on a pedestal or above you, hey, let all be well with thee. What I know is that the world is a mirror. And as I always say, when you look at a mirror, you look at the mirror straight in the eye. When you're looking at a mirror, you don't look up and you don't look down. You look head on. You look square in the eye because you can only see you in a mirror. You can't see other people in the mirror. So when you look out into your world, you're only seeing your own beliefs. And that's all you'll ever see. That's why there isn't one world, there are infinite worlds. There are as many worlds as there are people in the world. Why? Because no two people are experiencing the same world. Why? Because no two people are having the same thought. So in your world, you are all that exists. And everyone in your world, in your reality, are coming to play a part based on your belief system. Everyone is an extension of your consciousness. Really? People already worship themselves. People already worship themselves. And people are always trying to get somebody else to agree with them. The thing is, if everyone loved themselves, if everyone minded their own business, the world would really be a great place. Because then you wouldn't be trying to convince others of something. You wouldn't be trying to get someone to see it from your perspective and to think like you. You wouldn't be trying to get conformity out of people. Because the script says, Paul says, be not conformed to this world, but you're transformed. How? By renewing your mind. Your mind, not their mind. You're not here to try to convince others to see it your way. But a lot of people do. That's how they live their life. It's all about trying to get other people to agree with them. Why do you need people to agree with you? Why does it matter what other people think about you, about what you're thinking, what you're accepting? Why does that matter? Why do you care? When you stand out, when you decide to be the bright light, when you decide to think different, you got to be okay with being different. You got to be okay with saying, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. You have to be okay with that. Or not. Again, there's no should, must, have to. What's so beautiful about this this dream is that you can dream this reality and believe whatever you want. You can believe in whatever you want because the world is all make believe. This one group of people believe in Jesus Christ. This one group of people believe in Jehovah. This one group of people believe in Yahweh. This one group of people believe in the teachers in Buddha. This group of people believe in science. They only going to believe in what they can prove with the five senses. This group of people don't really know. Is there a God? There isn't a God. I don't really know. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna table that because I really, some things just don't make sense. I just can't put my mind around what's happening in this reality. This reality just seemed, a little effed up. Like, what's going on? How can a God that says it love its creation sit back and let the ish that's happening on this third dimensional plane just chill and kick his feet up and say, oh, in due time, in due time, in due time, in due time, I'll eventually, do something. Not yet, not yet. Individuals haven't messed up the world enough. They got some more wrongdoing to do. They got some more effed up ish they have to do. But when you understand that the things that happen in the world is because the mind of man decreed and declared it, and you understand that it's what you think about your reality, is what you put your focus on, is how you will experience it. All right. Oh, all right, Nikki. Good night. Good night. And so with the law of assumption, whatever you assume to be true will be true for you. Whatever you assume. Whatever you assume. And it's about, man, you really do have to crowd out the world in order to bring the reality you want to experience for yourself. Whatever wealth you're creating, whatever health, whatever relationships you're creating, you really do have to shut the door on the five senses, shut the door. Someone else trying to tell you what's possible, what can happen, what should happen. You have to decree and declare and decide that it's your word that goes forth and it shall not return unto you void. You have to really stand on that. That is your word, not anyone else's word, your word. And that it will it shall accomplish, it shall do that which you please, and it shall prosper in the thing for which you have sent it. That it never comes back void, it never comes back empty. That it will do the very thing that you say. And the beauty of this law, however, is that it is merciful. So even if you do manifest an unwanted situation, an unwanted circumstance, you have the ability to change it. It's called repentance. You get to change the way you think about it. You get to change the way you think about it. Hello, Earth God. Hello? Mm, 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 mm. So I'll see what you all coming up to talk about. Not. No conversation. Just understand I'm not here to debate anyone. It's unnecessary. Is that Glotty? Glotty? Is that how you say
Yeah,
that? Glotty? Hello,
Glory.
Glotty. How are you?
Hello. I'm good.
Great.
Yeah, yes, I really agree with what you were saying because it's like uh, everybody want to blame everybody else instead of looking within themselves. So I really agree with that.
Oh, well, thank you. Yep. The change starts within, right?
Yes.
Yep. When someone asking a question, how do you understand narrative contradictions, inconsistencies in the text of the Bible? Yes, I understand we have translation of a translation of a translation. This is what I tell people. Can we get to the good part? I only talk about the good part. I understand from Genesis to Revelations, that book is a book of stories. It's the same story told over and over again. It's telling you how you think when you operate from the world of duality, the belief in good and evil. From Genesis to Malachi. And then when you get, I believe Malachi is the last book of the Bible, of the Old Testament. When you start the book in the Gospels, the four Gospels in the New Testament, that part of the Bible is about the awakened mind, the mind that knows that is one with God and is God. That's what that book is about. It's telling the same story over and over again. That as you think, so you are. Go ahead, Glady. Did
Yeah.
you have? Go ahead.
Yes. Yes. I was like, we can't just keep on blaming everybody else instead of looking at ourselves. Because even like when it comes to church, they always want to blame the saint or something outside ourselves is making us like all this. The desire that we want to do is us. It's not nobody outside of us making us want to do that stuff.
Yep, yep. We like a scapegoat, right?
Yes.
So that scapegoat is the devil, Satan, and demons. Oh my!
And that's just all you. That's all your thought. That's not nobody else thought but you.
Absolutely, it's all you. It's always happening in your mind, and it doesn't help that you're programmed when you come into this reality when you're birthed into this experience that from the get go
Hmm.
you're being told how you're less than, you're not worthy, you're incapable, that you're going to have to fight and struggle and work 10 times as hard.
Yes. Yeah. Ever since I started watching you, and like with me, it started at 2017, but I didn't understand it until I saw you on TikTok, and it started making sense to me now.
Oh, well, welcome to the fam.
Yes.
Okay, so did you grow up in church?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I
okay.
say I did, but I just went along with it.
Hmm.
I never understand it like how, you know. what the Bible say and what the church say is too different, you know.
Yeah, I came to that realization too. I'm like, yeah, the God of the Bible and the God of Christianity are not the same.
Yes,
Oh, and I know that when Christians hear that, they're like, wait a minute, how do you believe, how do you say you quote the Bible, but you don't believe in God? I didn't say I didn't believe in God. I don't believe in Christianity. Not the same. Because
you know,
believing in
and I
God is believing in me.
yes, and I just thought like you don't need the Bible to know God,
Right. You don't.
and I really believe in it. You don't need to you don't need to read the Bible because He gonna show you the way. You know,
Absolutely. Yeah, the Bible is just a tool. It's just a book.
yes,
It's a reference. It's referring to you.
yes,
It's referring to that creative power in you, known as the
it,
creator, which is your mind.
and it make life so much easier. You don't waking up and stressed out, or you don't worry about what's going outside of the world. Oh, this shut down or this is going on. You don't worry about it because anything you want is within yourself. So it gonna work out for the best.
Ooh, say that again. It's gonna work out. It'll all work out. It all works out.
Yes,
Yeah, and look, isn't the shutdown over?
yes,
Yeah, see, it didn't even like it was like a blip. It was like a glitch in the system. People got their panties in a bunch. People got all upset. Oh my goodness, they were messing with Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna feed the people? Oh when all you do is chill. Doggone, but the thing is, people got exactly what they want, regardless of how they got it, right? They got
yes,
the EPT card back on, right? They sent out some stamps to folks so they can go get their food, so they'll have still have an amazing Thanksgiving. Yep.
yeah, yeah. Because it been a long journey since 2017, but it just didn't make sense. And I was still going to church, once in a while. But when
So
you
what
came on,
clicked for you?
when I really just started looking within myself, because I got tired of looking at a God outside of me, and that was not helping me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's when I saw it made sense. I was like, why am I looking at something outside of myself to make me happy or to make me feel, complete?
Mm. Well, that's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. So it's made a world of difference for you.
Yes, it had.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because that's what it's about. It's about getting that peace within, right?
Yes.
Just letting that peace resonate, being immersed in the peace of the stillness of knowing that all is well, and you don't have to keep trying to fight or trying to convince something outside of you to do something for you, like
Yeah.
hoping and wishing on a prayer, like, oh my goodness, like, did I sin too much and God not answering me? Did I make a mistake and he gonna send the devil after me? Or you can let go of that fearful state, right? And then
Yeah.
just begin to trust in yourself.
Yourself. And a lot of time it's our desire, they just teach us trying to blame somebody. Oh, if my life don't work out, it's my mom or it's my dad. It's like, what's to the point that we grow up and start looking like those are our decision? I'm
Mm-hmm.
not putting in the work that I need to put into. I'm not looking at myself and fix myself and working myself. And, you know, we're here to learn. It's not like everything we go through is a lesson for you to get better.
Yes. Yep. And it's really to remember who you are. I don't even look at it
Yes.
as lessons. I look at it as just experiences.
Yes.
You're just here to experience this thing we call life.
Right.
Yes. Are there going to be some quote unquote, you know, side steps? I don't even want to call them mistakes, but some side steps, some things you didn't know. You didn't know, oh, if I did this thing, this would happen. But now I know. So let me do something different. Because that's really that's all it's about. I didn't know what I didn't know, and now I know. Now I remember. Be believing in myself, being persistent in the reality in which I want to experience, and then allowing it to happen.
to happen.
Recognizing that you don't even have to stress anymore. You don't have to even worry about how to try to figure it out.
Yeah, because it make life so much easier. You got money, you got doors open up for you because you're not stressing about nothing.
Ooh, yes, yes. That's the simplicity of it, right?
Yes.
And that's what it should come down to, how simple this is. Like you just said, you always gonna have money, things are always gonna work out, a way is going to be made, and I only have to figure out how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, and I'm really just glad of TikTok in a way because I didn't really think other people think like I
Oh,
was thinking, you know. So I'm really glad of that too because
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that this world has opened up to you, you're gonna see that really there are a lot of people out here that that have awakened to this truth and really understand. Now there are gonna be different levels to it, right? Not everybody's gonna have the exact same perspective, right? And
and
so you
and
go ahead.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right, yep.
And a lot of times too, it's like I learned from speaking with people who are not believer.
Mm-hmm.
They teach me something too because it's like
Yep. 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 And if we could just get out of the judgment zone, right, of thinking, oh, they got to think exactly like me, or they got to see it exactly my way. And you just be like, no, there's infinite ways to experience this thing we call life. And there
Mhm.
really is no wrong way to experience it. It's just all about choice.
Yes,
That's what it just comes down to choice. The thing is most people don't even know that they have a choice. People think they just have to accept life as it comes, as opposed to actually you can command it. You just don't have to take any old thing.
yeah. It make life so much better.
Yes,
Your
yes.
neck don't hurt, your back don't hurt. You just live. You just enjoying life. So
Say freedom,
yes,
freedom. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's like, oh, I've released all of the anxiety, released all of depression, released all of the fear, because I realized that this is all in my mind.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all I have to
It's
go
all
ahead.
about the renewing of your mind,
Yep.
and that's
Yep.
the biggest one right there.
Yeah, and choosing to love yourself.
Yourself
And I
too.
get it. A lot of people, may struggle with that concept because we were told love was about sacrifice. Love was about doing things that you just didn't want to do, trying to please other people, trying to get other people to see you, and trying to get other people to agree with you, and, bending over backwards and putting others before you. And that's not love. Love does not require sacrifice. Love is unconditional.
Yes.
And unfortunately, love has been conditioned. Right? We're told that no, actually there is a sacrifice for love, and God paid the ultimate. Really? Did he really sacrifice his son if he's sitting at the right hand? I just whatever. I'll be like,
Yeah.
come on now. Like he got his son back, so did he really sacrifice him? He just had him go through a brutal death. Okay. I guess. If that's even to be true. But again, because all things exist, all things are possible, anyone gets to believe in whatever they want to believe. If it works for you, if seeing life from that perspective brings you peace, brings you joy, makes you feel good on the inside, then who is anyone to question it?
Yes, you're right. You're right. And it's like it just make life so much better. And well, and it's like since 2017, I was like it's like I be thinking about it, and now it's like everything really makes sense to me.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Because that's what's about, having that peace within, you
Mhm.
know, and knowing that, it's nothing to really to be uneasy about. There's really nothing to be disturbed about, because you understand that everything proceeds from your thought.
Yes.
And if you just choose to think differently, Man, how simple that is. If I just choose to think differently, to stop carrying this weight of burden that was never mine to carry. I
And
was never, go ahead.
I was like, it's so easy, and that's the part that make it so scary because you're like, it can't be this easy. That's the scary part. Like, is it that it's really just that easy? It is that easy.
Because we were programmed for difficulty, right? We were
Yes.
programmed for survival mode, right? We were programmed to, like,
Like
it's 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 it's
you gotta
something.
prove yourself to God. Like you gotta
Hmm.
like it's a ladder that you gotta climb so you know,
Hmm.
and it don't work like that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, so it does take courage to accept the freedom. It does take courage to take the simplicity of this truth. Because, like you said, it's that easy. Because most people would say, oh, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. You're one of the few people that came on here and said, man, it's that easy. That's kind of scary. That is that easy. Like, I always thought I had to work really hard. I always thought I had to strive. I always thought I had to struggle. And you're telling me I don't have to do any of that? No, 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 no. And so the body sometimes will want to revert back to that old conditioning and want to go in protective mode. So it will try to tense up. It will try to create fear. It will try to create that reality that it cannot be this easy. If
And
it's this easy, it got to be a trick to it.
yes.
Yep.
And now when I have those negative thoughts, I just, laugh about it because I really know that okay, it's just my mind just trying to mess with me right now. So it's okay.
So you're trying to trick me out of my position. You're
Yeah,
not tricking
so
me out of my position.
yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love that. You like, that's just my mind trying to play them old games, those old reindeer games. We not playing those reindeer games and no more Jedi mind tricks.
Yes.
It's beautiful. I love it. I love it. I do believe this conversation has really helped those who are in the chat because, man, when you hear, when you listen to other people, you don't always get that it's this simple.
Yeah.
A lot of times people try to add the complication of it. Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Oh, it's a challenge. Oh, it's so difficult. Oh, it's so, it's like, and you're like, well, actually, it's so easy. It's scary.
And
And I don't usually get that. I usually
yeah,
don't hear that.
and you don't gotta need a plan or you don't gotta pay for it. It's free. So
Oh, clock that T.
it's free. So that's the most important. It's like the hardest thing is just go within yourself, and that's the hardest part. You know, trying to know who you are. And that's the challenging part.
Mm-hmm.
Except you can accept that a bit, a little bit, so you can know who you are and go within yourself because it's hard to try to go within yourself and to wake up to know who you are.
Surrendering to the present moment. I think because most people don't stay in the moment of now, right?
Mm-hmm.
People try to either go back or go forward.
Or
But there's only now. There's no going forth. There's no going forward. There's no going backwards. There's only the here and now. And you can be anywhere now. You can make any place here in your mind. That's why it says with God, all things are possible. Because with the imagination, you can dream of anything. You can envision anything with the imagination. That's God. Because you can see yourself at any part of the world doing anything in your mind, speaking anything, feeling anything.
yes,
And then it's just about the courage to do so. So that alone time is so important because you do have to shut the door to the outer world.
Yes.
You have to go into that closet. You got to go into that secret place. The secret place is in you. That's the only secret place it is. It's within your own mind, within your own consciousness. That's the secret place of the Most High.
You know, and he dwell within you, so you,
That's why I told commune with thy own self upon thy bed. They don't say that part. Commune with thy own self, because it's telling you thy own self is God.
yes.
That's why you say it didn't say go within yourself and talk to God. It said commune with your own self and be still.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's just all about, and it's not even necessary that you have to know what you want. You just have to be open to the blessing.
Yes.
Because I think about that prodigal son, right? The prodigal son.
Yes.
When he remembered who he was, his only declaration was, my father's servant lives better than this. I'm just gonna go home. I'm just going home. And when he decided to go home, he was given everything. Right?
Yes.
He didn't even have to ask. The father saw him afar off and said, "Oh, there go my son. Bring everything. Bring that robe. Bring that fatted calf. Bring that ring. Bring everything." That's why we're told, even though the script does say ask for a thing, it's saying to command the reality, which is basically saying realize what already is. It's about recognition. It's not really trying to get permission to be a thing or to have a thing. It's about recognizing you already possess all things. You already have it. It's already there. It's already in you. When you awake, that's the whole point of remembering, is to remember it's already there. There's nothing to get. There's only to be. Just be. Being is enough. That's why it's told, seek first the kingdom. Because when you seek what? You find.
You're fine.
You always, right? So when you seek the kingdom of good, because it's right there. So whenever you seek, you find it. And all of its righteousness, which is what? Right thinking. You're thinking the truth about the thing, which means I already got everything. I already possess all things. So then what has to happen? The things have to be added because they already belong to you. So
Yes.
they must show up. But we've been conditioned to be like, oh no, that's too easy. Let me figure out a technique. Let me figure out how I can make this thing come. Let me figure out how to get it to me. Let me figure out. No, there's no figuring out. There's just being. Being is enough. Just be it.
And that's the hardest part we have, and just
Yeah.
just being here and enjoying this, you know, and oh no, you gotta do this. You gotta give your tithes. You gotta do it. You don't. You really don't. So
Yeah. We just have to remind ourselves that light and easy, light and easy, light and easy. And you gotta, though, like, who was I listening to? I think it was Felicia Rashad. It was a video that came up on my FYP, and she was saying about the divine presence being within you as you, and she's like, get away from those people that tell you it's hard and difficult. She's like, those people that's talking about hard and difficult and it's impossible. Mm-mm. That's the noise you have to crowd out about it being difficult and hard. No, because all you have to do is be still. You make it difficult and hard because you're trying to make something so. When you're just supposed to be still and know that it already is so.
yes,
That's like, if we're gonna say anything quote unquote is hard, that's part of the thing that's the most challenging. Is because you've been programmed to work, 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 work. Like Rihanna say, work, work, work. Like that's all you've been told. When actually you're just to be at peace, to be at ease, to be still and know. That's your only condition, was to be still and know. You were not conditioned to work hard. The working hard comes from the curse of the belief in two powers, right? When
Yes.
Adam and Eve ate off the tree of knowledge, took on the belief in two powers, that was the curse. Oh, you shall earn your living by the sweat of your brow. Because you believe there was a source for evil and a source for good. But when you awaken out of your stupor, when you awaken in this dream of life, then you recognize, oh, I was never supposed to work. I was called to command. I was to be as the I am is. Let there be. And it was. We were just supposed to speak it and let it be so. Yeah, how easy is that?
Yeah.
I was just supposed to say it and forget it. Say it and like drop the seed in the soil and then let nature take its course. What is nature? The sun, the rain. It's gonna come and rain. The sun gonna shine. It's gonna rain. It's gonna cause that seed to come to fruition, and you don't even have to do anything.
I don't know if you one of the scenes from The Lion King was like he lived within yourself. So and that makes sense too when I seen that a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, so all this stuff is talking within yourself. So I was like, okay, now it really do make sense.
It really do. All these movies, books, they're all telling us the truth. It's just like, do you have eyes to see, ears to hear? That's what it comes down to. That's why I say the Bible is not to the sleeping man. The Bible is to the awakened man, to the mind that remembers who they are. The sleeping mind reads the Bible and takes it literal from a physical perspective. The awakened mind that knows that it's literal from a spiritual perspective. It understands that all is mind, that the word is what causes things to come into being on this third dimensional plane.
And you know, even when we was like 8 or 7, we really was not thinking the way we thinking when we was older. But it's like we got programmed so bad, and we started believing, and we started looking at life, differently.
Yeah.
Because the way I look at it right now, that's the way I was looking at it when I was 8. But it's just like you got programmed and going to church over and over and over again, and it's just like you just start, following along. And
Yep. And if it wasn't church, it was your TV, right? Once we got television in the home, right? Or
yes.
if you were one of those people before television came, you worked all the time, right? If you were one of those people that had to work and not really focus on your mind, your focus was just on the task at hand, you didn't allow your mind to be free to dream or to visualize or to imagine, right?
Yes.
So if I can keep your mind on something outside of you, then that's going to cause you that delay to happen with you remembering who you are. Because when they started the workforce, what was they working like 6 days a week, 18 hours? They were working some crazy days, and then and even before, when you had the enslavement part of our history, right? And we know that just wasn't here in America, that was all over the world, but that too, it was all about, let's keep these people busy on something else, so then they won't have the time to think of themselves. But those who were able to use their imagination, go ahead.
Especially when it comes to slavery, like a lot of us never even seen it, and how are we letting something that we didn't even live through it affect our life, how we think and how we move? And
ain't that something?
Yeah.
Because the world tells you what? If you forget the past, you're bound to repeat it. That is the biggest deception.
Yes.
Because if you forget the past, you forget it, which means you will never repeat it. The fact that you keep your focus there is what causes it to expand. Because it's where what is where energy flows, attention goes, or where attention goes, energy flows, right? So if I'm going to keep giving my attention to the thing that I said was the most cruel thing that could ever happen, the most horrific thing, traumatic thing, and I'm going to keep talking about it, that makes it alive.
You know,
You're
and again,
resurrecting the very thing you don't want to take place in your reality.
you know, and that's the way I look at it. You know, even talking about it, I was like, why are you going back and talk about something that hurts you? It's like the only thing he's doing, you're reliving that pain, and
Yep.
that's not the way to go
Yep.
about it.
Yep. That's why the Bible talks about going back, right? You have Lot's wife, and then you have the Christ in the central figure in the gospel. It tells you if you put your hand to the kingdom and look back, you're not fit for it. When Lot and his wife were going to their new land, which was their new state of consciousness, they were told you can't look back. You can't take any of that stuff with you. What's in this state can't go into the new state, right? So leave it all there, because where you're going, this stuff can't come. But Lot's wife couldn't let go of the past. She couldn't let go of the things. And many of us keep ourselves stuck and from experiencing our desires because we can't let go of the current reality. But in order to go forth, you have to let go. Let it go. Let it go.
You know,
Right? These Disney movies. Go
and all
ahead.
this, you know, and all those stuff, all those stories, just really just talking to you. It's just you. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that's all it is. Just you.
It's just you, reminding you, that the answer you've been in search of is in you.
Yeah.
And you can have whatever you say you can have. It's yours. Whatever you say you can have, you can have. Because the reason why you're desiring is because you already have it.
And if you don't get it because you know, you didn't really think you was gonna get it in the first place. That's why you don't come through.
Yep. So if this is a true desire of yours, right? You're not going to let it go until it blesses you. That's what Jacob told the angel, right? Oh, I'm not letting you go till you bless me. So what do? You wrestle with that angel all night. Who's angel? The messenger of God. What is the messenger of God? The desire. All desires spring from the I am, the presence within you. The reason why you're desiring is what? Because you're supposed to experience it. So if it's a desire you just can't let go, you just can't let it, just keeps coming up in your spirit, just keeps urging, that means it's time to see yourself as already being it. That means a shift has to happen. That means it's time to stop wrestling with the idea and surrender to it. Say,
And now,
look, go ahead.
and now, really just talking to you now, I see that pastor was talking about having this come into earth, and I was like, that's what you're doing right now through TikTok, because you're
Yeah.
bringing heaven to earth.
Ooh. We all doing it, Glotty. We all doing it. Well, how the script says, that the spirit is upon me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. To preach the good news, to heal the brokenhearted, to give sight to the blind, and that the lame may walk. Right?
Yes.
Yep. It's here to set the captives free. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we free at last. Free your mind. Once that mind is set free, man, it's nothing you can't be. It's nothing you can't have. And never have to worry about the doing. The doing is automatic. See, that's what a lot of us get stuck, right? That's why I like the teachings of Neville Goddard, because he never talked about the doing. He always talked about the being and having, because he understood that the doing was the world of effects. The doing is never the cause. But you do have a lot of spiritual teachers talking about be, do, have, be, do, have. Take do out of it. There's nothing to do, there's only to be. Because the end of being is having.
Mm-hmm.
Remove the do. It's only to be and to have. Your doing is automatic. You will be compelled to do the very thing that you say that you are. It's a natural outpouring. It's a natural expression. And too many people are too focused on what to do. And that was never supposed to be your focus. Your focus was to figure out how to be. Just be still. Understand there's nothing you have to do. Absolutely nothing. But this is where you prove this law. You prove to yourself, does imagining really create reality? Are you saying there's absolutely nothing that I have to do? I'm saying yes, there's absolutely nothing you have to do. You don't have to do anything. You're only required to know. The only doing you will have to do is convince yourself you're already the person you're desiring to be. If you want to talk about doing something, that's the only doing you have to do. It's to believe you already are it. To speak from the state that I am that I am.
Sorry, just hang on, just a little bit. Good. Okay. Great. And
So simple. So
yes,
simple.
so simple and so scary. So
You gotta stop being scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Stop talking about being scared. Say, don't be afraid.
no,
Say, be of good cheer.
yes,
Right? Be of good cheer. Hey, Battle Zone. Welcome, welcome. How are you? So I am streaming on TikTok and on YouTube on both platforms. YouTube is Prosperous Living with Toyia. That's where you can get the recaps of all of my lives. Wednesday night, we talk manifestation from 7 p.m. For a couple of hours, we will talk about manifesting our desires. Anything that you may feel like is, blocking you. And the thing is, the only thing that's blocking you is your belief in blocks. We have to understand that it's our concept of ourselves is what we say. We get what we say. So if you don't want to have blocks, stop saying you have them. If you don't want challenges, stop saying you have them. If you don't want difficulties, then stop saying you have them. Stop talking about failures. Stop talking about hardships. Stop talking about conditions and just live from the end. See, if you're living from the end, then are there any difficulties in living in the end? No, because you already have it. Is there any challenges in living in the end? No, because you already have it. If you're living from the state of already being the person, you will not be creating difficulties and hardships and mountains to climb or get over. You'll start creating realities where you have to overcome. There's nothing to overcome, there's only to be. Be the person. Be it. Just be it. And this comes through, like Glady was saying, spending time with yourself, having a conversation with yourself, reminding yourself who you are. I am the word. The word goes forth and never comes back void. So what am I sending my word out to do? What pleases me? Because it will accomplish it and it will prosper in it. And that's good, bad, or ugly. And you got to get out of your mindset of this whole concept of lying, because there's no such thing. There's no such thing as lying. Lies are just stories, just like truths are. Truth is a story, lie is a story. It just comes down to, do you believe the facts or do you believe what you know? Too many people are hung up on facts and they only believe in what they can see. And this law says, if you can believe in what you cannot see, I will move mountains for you. Because if you have the faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you should say unto this mountain, be thou removed and cast into the sea. All of the doubt, all of the fear, all of the limitations gets removed. You do not have to climb the mountain. I know you got songs talking about, I'm going to move on up the mountain, going to shake the devil down. Lord, give me the strength to climb the mountain. Unnecessary. You were never meant to climb the mountain, to move up the mountain. You were meant to what? Remove the mountain. But I know people want the gold medal for the struggle Olympics. You know, they like, look at me, look how hard I work. Blood, sweat, and tears. Look how hard I work. I didn't get this for free. This didn't come easy. I had to grind, I had to sacrifice. I lost family, I lost friends. I lost everything to get this. Why do you think you gotta sacrifice? You know the only thing you have to sacrifice is your old state? And you got to stop looking at this as getting the thing that you want as losing something else. The only thing, there's nothing lost in all of my holy mountain, says the script. So you're not losing, you're gaining. You're gaining peace, you're gaining prosperity, you're gaining joy, you're gaining love, you're gaining wisdom, because you're remembering that's who you are.
You know, and we're supposed to be like Christ and not follow Christ. And if people just worrying about following, or, you know, you don't want to become like Christ.
They want to be a part of the club.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be part of the club. But this walk requires for you to stand out, to be ye separate, right?
Yes.
You got to stand out. That's what this. And some people are scared of the spotlight. It said, "Let thy light so shine." People like, take that light off me. People can see all my flaws. People can see who I truly am. Do you not know that you're perfect? You're complete and whole. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, it is. I'm a sinner. Really? Okay. People are scared to see who they are because they're going to realize that they created an ugly monster. But then you have to make a vow to yourself that monster I created within me was based in fear. So I'm going to love it to transformity. I'm going to transform that monster into a beautiful angel through love. Because love is what drives out fear. Fear is torment. And a lot of people are tormented in their mind because of fear. No rest, no peace, no joy, no ease. Because they don't love themselves. You just take the time to love yourself.
Yeah, it's just that negative thinking is like the sooner you stop it, the easier it gonna get.
Yup. Man, that sounds so simple, don't it? Just stop thinking negatively. Like, that's it. That's it. All I got to do is stop thinking negatively. What? That's it? Yep. So simple. I know it sounds too simple, too good to be true, but it's true. Hello, Anna. How are you?
Good evening, you guys.
Good
I just
evening.
wanted to share something with you. So, I listen to all kinds of music, you know, everything from hard rock to R&B to whatever. So anyway, one of my favorite rock groups is Pink Floyd. It's an older rock band. But it goes to show you that their lyrics, they're telling you that you're under a spell. So one of their famous songs, it's called Time. And the song is talking about when you're young to when you're old to the end, or whatever. But the first paragraph of the song, he says, ticking away the moments that make up a dull day, you fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way, kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown, waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Then he goes through, as a kid, you have all this time. And then he goes in the middle of the song, every year is getting shorter, never seem to find the time, plans that either come to naught or half a page of scribbled lines. Hanging on in quiet desperation is the English way. The time is gone. The song is over. Thought I'd something more to say. Okay, but this is the last paragraph of the song.
Mhm.
Home, home again. I'd like to be here when I can. When I come home cold and tired, it's good to warm my bones beside the fire. Far away across the field, the tolling of the iron bell calls the faithful to their knees to hear softly spoken magic spells. So what he's saying is, because obviously Pink Floyd's from England. They're from England. So what he's saying in the last paragraph is he's talking about the tolling of the iron bell, which is the church bells. You know how they be ringing?
Yeah.
And then it says calls the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spells. So he was telling us that they were putting spells on us to basically toll away in life, and you forget your dreams and you forget everything, to work, to toll away. When you're young, not so much. You're not doing that. You're like at the beginning of the sound, or the song, you're kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown. You're wasting hours in an offhand way. You're just, you know what I'm saying, living, enjoying life. But then as you get older, the system or whatever, these systems, they start, you have to go to work. You have to, you know what I mean? You have to toll away. And so at the end, he finally says, the tolling of the iron bell calls the faithful to their knees to hear the softly spoken magic spells.
Yep.
So basically, we have to break these spells.
Cast
all
your
I wanted
own
to say.
spell.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And to me, it's amazing that some of these, I don't know, musicians, they know, and so they're like giving us these melodies. But as long as I've been listening to music, it was today on my walk that I was listening to Pink Floyd. It was just random because sometimes I listen, like I said, I listen to rock, I listen to R&B, and I heard it and I was like, holy shit.
Those spirit ears went up. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. And it's like, wow, I've been listening to this. I've been listening to Pink Floyd for, I don't know, decades.
Wow.
I never, and then I looked it up, when I got home, and I was like, oh my God, so I think a lot of people are more aware than what we think they are.
Yeah. That's something like they try to call it new. I'm like, this ain't nothing about this new. This is how the world has been rolling on since the time began, quote unquote, since since consciousness desired form.
Yes, because that song was in the 70s.
Yeah.
Pink Floyd is like with Jimi Hendrix and all them guys.
Yeah, I heard of Pink Floyd. I've never listened to any of their music, but yes, I've heard of the group.
Yeah, so I mean, so they were aware, and it blows my mind, and that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, did you watch the Eddie Murphy documentary?
I did, and that he was surprised. He surprised me because like he surprised me. You would never think that Eddie Murphy would, and basically he's aware. He's
I saw he did an interview. Someone had a clip of it from the Arsenio Hall show, and Arsenio Hall was asking him about God. And he was telling it then. It's just I wasn't a big watcher of it. Again, if I probably would have heard it, probably would have went right over my head, like it was with you with the Pink Floyd album, right? Like hearing, not hearing, right? You hearing it, but you're not really hearing it, like
yes.
So it was like he was saying it back then, right? But it's just
Yes.
like, and that documentary, I was like, man, Eddie Murphy really was that dude back in the 80s and the
Right,
90s. I'm
right.
like, and how again started young, 13, saying every day I'm going to be famous, I'm going to be famous. And I thought about how people try to say, well, if you want to be famous or if you want this, you can't tell anybody. He said he was telling everybody. And then they was coming because he was saying at 13 he was going to be famous by 18, and people were asking him, I thought you was going to be famous by 18. I thought you was going to be famous, and that's when he got the SNL job.
Yeah. And also too in the documentary that I noticed, look how he understands money as well. I mean, that's, because, like he talks about that famous people buried because
Yeah.
lots of famous people he buried because he had the resources to do it, and so that was kind of surprising for me was him understanding his energy and of money,
Right. Wait, and when he spoke about his brother passing, transitioning, right? And how he was like, he doesn't see that. He said, yes, the body dies or whatever, but the core of you just continues on to other. He didn't really, he touched on it a little bit. He didn't get too in depth with it, but he let you know that he didn't see death as a finality.
Right. And like little things like him saying like he didn't he's seen himself as a artist. Like more, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
he was singing, he was acting, he was doing
mhm,
comedic, right? He played
playing the
so many
guitar,
instruments,
singing, blah, blah.
guitar,
Mhm.
the drums, singing, making records. I'm like, wow. Yeah, he was like, because he said, I'm not on, I can't believe it. He said the lake, the ocean, sea, rowing the boat. I'm like the sail going with the wind.
Yeah.
And
So
remember, and that's how, I don't know if you ever listen to Abraham Hicks, they were always say, stop trying to row upstream, turn the boat around, let go of the oars, and let the stream of life take you where it's going to, because it's going to take, but that's that trusting you have to come to trust that
right.
the I am is never going to fail you. That's that
Right.
truly, yeah.
And but what was interesting too, and I think, well, I don't, well, yeah, I kind of think like, he talked about like, all these people that came with him, and the only one that was left was the
Right.
lady.
Right. Yeah, he said a
So,
lot of people had, they had a smoke. He said some of them passed on. He said others got left. They got kicked
right,
off the island.
right. And so, but that's like, I think too, like, maybe as, cause there's many levels to this. Like, you and Glody, or I think that's his name, Glody. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. You guys were talking about just a while ago about the different levels, and maybe maybe that was part of it, because when you're going through this, as you're changing, or the old person is going to die, the old you, like the old Anna has died. And so maybe sometimes with the old Anna, those people also have to kind of drop off too, because you
Yep.
cannot take them with the new Anna. You know
Yep.
what I mean? So
Yep.
maybe that's how I
Because they're
perceive
just
that. He talk about,
relics of the old state, right? That's all.
say it again.
They're relics of the old state.
Yes, and so that's kind of like what I took it as with him, and that's kind of with what I've been going through, or what I just noticed, that because the old versions of me have been dropping, the old version of me, people have been dropping off with that. And I, for a long time, at a point, was fighting that.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And now
it
I
does seem like
understand it
sometimes
that
it
they
can be.
can't go forward. They
Sometimes
can't go.
yeah, sometimes it is kind
Hmm.
of grievous because it is like an ending, right? It is like a
Hmm.
death to the state, right?
Right.
And so you will grieve, right? There's a time to mourn, and so you're mourning that old state, but have the experience of the mourn, but just don't stay there. Don't operate in, guilt or
Right.
shame or remorse or regret, right? It's a part of you that those people were there for that time in your life. Like this, like who was it? That's the name of the book. I just thought of that book. Iyanla Vanzant had this book called Acts of Faith in the
Okay.
90s. It was a
All
book of
right.
affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the book. So I didn't know about the mind thing, but Iyanla Vanzant, I actually had a couple of her, but it's another book I had about her. But Acts of Faith, and in that book, she said there are people that are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Right. I've heard that.
Yep. She hit that. Yep. I could never remember the name of that book, but just at this moment, at
Acts
this
of faith.
time, because I had mentioned it before. I was like, man, I had books, and it was this really, that was the name of it, Acts of Faith.
Acts of faith. Okay.
Acts of
I'm gonna.
Faith. Yep, from the 90s. It was a book, like a affirmational type book or whatever. I don't have it anymore, but that was one of the books I had. Because I know I quote unquote lost it during transition from when I was married, and we had put some stuff in storage and we lost the storage. So I think that some of my books and stuff were in the storage, so it didn't stay with me.
Right. Right. But so that's what I'm getting now, and that kind of solidified what I was thinking when he said that. That there was one person that stayed with him, and that was that lady. I don't know who,
Hmm.
all the way back from when he first started out.
Yep. Yep.
When
She
he
was part of
first.
the Rick James.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So she was
Yep.
part of that. So that's
Hmm.
so she, yeah, that's a
You've been
lot.
around for a long time.
A long time since the 80s. So when he said that, it was like, okay, that was kind of a release for me. Like, okay, yeah, I see when you're because he's probably had many versions of himself, because he showed that
Hmm.
actor, comedian, um, singer, guitar player, father, all these different versions of himself. And in those versions, people have probably dropped off.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like he was meeting the people that he like idolized, his idols like Red Fox, and like you said, he had to bury him. He had to bury he not had to, but decided to bury Red Fox and Rick James or what have you. It's like,
Oh,
wow.
yeah. Yeah. So I just wanted to say that. So if you ever when you get a chance, listen to that song "Time" by Pink Floyd.
Time by Pink Floyd. Okay, okay.
Yeah. All right.
Definitely
Well,
will.
you have a good night.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you. Thank you so much, Hannah. Appreciate you. Thank you for
Bye
joining.
bye.
Bye bye. Yes, these artists, a lot of this information is out there. They put it in song, put it in movies, put it in books, right? Because our world, our 3D, our universe is always communicating with us. It's always leaving little breadcrumbs for us to nudge us and to help us remember who we are, right? Hello, I am Real 91. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I am streaming on TikTok and YouTube. And you can catch recaps on YouTube, Prosperous Living with Toyia. On TikTok, if you want to come up and join the live and have a conversation, it's Prosperous Living with _T. This is where, you can come up and have a chat, join the panel. And this is just an open discussion about remembering who you are, understanding that life was meant to be easy, breezy, fresh, and squeezy. We were here to live the simple life. And the simple life is about the simplicity of the law, right? Understanding that we were never to do anything, we were only to command reality. And then allow. Say what you want and then be still. Like you're in the smorgasbord of the universe of reality. You're at a buffet and all things exist. Anything you could think of exists now. And all you're doing is choosing. And the choice is coming from the greater part of you, right? I don't know how many of you heard of this. A desire is the gift from your higher self to your lower self. And what do we know about gifts? Do we work for gifts? No. Gifts are freely given, which means you don't have to do anything for the gift. The only condition to receiving the gift is to believe you already have it. That's it. Sounds too easy. And we've been told it's hard. So, because we've been told it's hard, we create realities to make it hard. When it was never meant to be hard. You're told, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. But everybody always want to talk about how difficult it is. It's so difficult. It's so hard. It's such a challenge. No, 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 no. You're not supposed to carry the burden. Say, cast your cares upon me, for I care for you. You're supposed to give it to the greater part of you. You're not supposed to be worrying about anything. You're not supposed to be doubting and, and living in fear, because you weren't even given the spirit of fear. You're given power, love, and a sound mind, and you're to walk in that authority in which who you are. You are a sovereign being with autonomy, which means you get to make the rules of your life. The game of life and how to play it is what? All is mind. And all of these quote unquote rules and regulations is just shit we made up. Every rule, every regulation, every precept, every principle is based on what? Belief, faith. The only reason why these things work is because we agreed to it. The only reason why money took on the form of paper is because of faith. We agreed to it. But it's the symbol, is not the thing. It's not the source. Money is not the source. You are. Money is just what? Mirroring your self-worth, mirroring your value about yourself. And so if you think you have to earn your living by the sweat of your brow, then guess what? You'll earn your living by the sweat of your brow. But that's the curse, right? The curse is when you believe that that there's a separate power, that there's two powers, then you're going to always work for your living. When you understand that there's only one power, you call forth your living. You call it forth. You command the money to show up in your reality. As within, so without. I know it sounds too easy, it sounds real simplistic, but it is. It really is. And the only thing you have to do is prove it to yourself. Decide what you want and then do nothing to make it so. Just live from the state that it's already so. Your only work is to see yourself as already being that which you are. And so Neville Goddard gives you a real simple, I don't even want to say technique, solution to this. He says, how will people see you? Now that you are this person, how would your world be? Would someone congratulate you? Or would you be telling someone about it? Would someone be complimenting you? Live from that state. Hear them telling you how wonderful it is to see that you have prospered, congratulating you on your success, talking about how healthy you look. Like, oh my goodness, I never seen you so healthy. Oh my goodness, I never seen you look so good. Oh my goodness, like, live from that state. And it's so simple because that's living in the end, not how you're going to get it. That's where we get twisted up, tripped up, falling over ourselves. That's where the stress, anxiety comes from. We think we're supposed to figure out how it's going to happen. And that was never our work. Our work was never to make anything so. It was never to try to figure out how. We were just supposed to say, this is what I want. And then the way will be shown. Then a bridge of incidents would occur. Things would take place where it would just happen. Mm. So you said, hello, good news. Life is like a roller coaster that may fly off the track if you're not evolving. Ah. Well, my roller coaster isn't flying off the track. And it doesn't have to be up and down. The script says, I shall make your crooked paths straight. The only way you see it as a roller coaster because you think things that are happening shouldn't be happening. You think it's an up and down and up and down and up and down. That's seen from life from a duality, right? That what's up, down, up, down, up, down. Nope. It's smooth sailing. I'm flowing downstream always. I'm going with the flow. Go with the flow. Go wherever the wind or spirit takes you and know that the spirit got you. Are you willing to trust that no matter where you go, you're supported? That you're supported and you're well taken care of? Are you willing to trust that I am within you fully? And knowing that life doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a chore. Like, it doesn't have to be this unknown thing. Like, oh my goodness, I wonder what's going to happen. No, you can command what's going to happen. You can know what's going to happen. You saw the end. You went to the movie theater and you watched the end of the movie. You know how it all plays out. Now, you may not know how you got there, but guess what? That's not your work. And as long as you profess that everything works for me in sweet harmony, that I love that things always work out for me in a harmonious way, that my paths are made straight, that I have clear vision, clarity. Because life is perspective, and it's about how you're perceiving it. You're the only thinker in your life. You can let someone else tell you how to think, or you can choose how to think. Absolutely. So decide how you're going to think. Decide, right? You get to tell your thoughts what to think, and you get to tell what? Your feelings how to feel. You are the operant power. You are the commander in chief. You are, right, the captain of your ship. You are the knower of the ark. Noah's ark. You are the knower of the ark. You shall decree a thing and it shall come to pass. You shall speak it and it shall be so. Just speak the word, say what it is that you want, remain faithful to it. Don't go to the left, don't go to the right. Stay straight. Stay on the straight and narrow path, because broad is the way that leads to destruction. It be many people that find it, but that road of eternal life, everlasting life, a life that's full of abundance and prosperity is straight and narrow. Straight and narrow, tunnel vision, being a single-mindedness. Got to be single-minded. So many people are double-minded. They say they want something, then they try to add to it or take away from it. That's double-mindedness. People making plan Bs and plan Cs and plan Ds. There's only plan A. There's no plan B. There should not be a plan B in your reality. There should only be one plan. And that's whatever you're deciding it is. Not what if. So you're planning for what ifs is a double-minded man. And a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways and should not think that he will receive anything from the Lord. When you start conditioning your desire, you're saying that it's impossible for God to do it. And guess what? You're right. Consciousness says, oh, you don't believe I can do it? You're exactly right. I can't do it. Consciousness says, oh, you believe I can do it? Guess what? You're right. I can do it. Because all things are done what? Unto you as you believe. It's whatever you believe. What do you believe? Because that's what you'll receive. Whatever you believe is what you will receive. Because give and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Running over shall men give unto your bosom. What are you giving? Because that's what's coming back. So send forth the word that you want to come into fruition. Send forth that word. What word do you want to see multiplied? What word do you want to see magnified? Oh, magnify the Lord with me. Who is the Lord? The law of your being, the word of truth. The word is near thee and even in thy mouth. Speak the word, and it shall be so. So what are you calling forth? What are you making so? Whatever you're decreeing, whatever you're declaring, it comes into being. It's so simple. You don't need no tricks. You don't need no gimmicks. You just need to speak the word and remain faithful to it. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is. Who is Jesus Christ? I am the power and wisdom of God. It has come. It's within you. The power that you've been looking for has come upon you. It has risen within you. It has reminded you of who you are. So go tell it. You don't take light and put it under a bushel. No, you set it on a hill. You let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. The Christ was telling everybody, I'm telling everybody, this is your song. You got to go tell everybody. Go run, tell that other people, oh, don't say nothing, don't say no. Tell the world who you are. Shout it from the rooftops. Don't be scared, because what can man do to you? One with God is what? Always the majority. One with the I am is always the majority. So you're never alone. You and your faith, you and your belief is always the majority. Always. Though 1,000 fall at thy side and 10,000 at thy right hand, it shall not come nigh thee. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Right? There's nothing that can come against the word of God. God has no opposition, regardless of what people may say. Your pastor, your bishop, your religious leaders. There is nothing that can oppose God. There's no opposition to good. There's only one power, only one source, only one cause, and that is your mind. Mm. Why do you care in the finality? Why aren't you focused on Night Frazi, on the now? Why is your focus on something that is inevitable? If you know the body returns back to the earth, why wouldn't you live your best life now? Why would you live in anxiety of a thing that you know is inevitable? If you know the body returns to the atoms from which it came, why wouldn't you just live your best life now? Why would you set yourself up to be anxious about tomorrow? Because do you know tomorrow never comes? Because the moment you say you go to sleep tonight, you rest this body. When you wake up, is it tomorrow or is it today? Every time you wake up, it's always today. It's always now. It's never tomorrow. Guess what? Tomorrow never comes. Say tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow is always a day away. But guess what? When tomorrow comes, it never comes, because when you wake up, it will be today. Always. It will always be today. Okay. So what's keeping you from being a good person? Why live in anxiety when you have the ability to choose to be good? Why not just be good? Why be anxious about something that you have control over? You know you have control over being good. So why not just be it? Hey, 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 Mia, how are you? So if alerting happens to us or in our lives, it's only us that makes it bad, correct? Right. Because here's the thing with when you awaken to consciousness, right? When your consciousness awakens and remembers who you are, you realize you get to create the atmosphere in which you're currently experiencing. You get to determine the atmosphere, the mood, right? So that's why you're told how to think. Why aren't you thinking the lovely, the just, the noble, the virtuous, the honest, the truth? Why aren't your thoughts on a good report and things that are praiseworthy? See, if your thoughts are there, you can't create its opposite, right? If your thoughts are on the lovely, you'll never create the unlovely. If your thoughts are on beauty, you won't see ugly, because it's what you think about you bring about. It's as you think in your heart, so shall you be. Yes, yes. Hey, 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 Kevin. Hello. Right. There is nothing good or bad, only thinking makes it so. That's the knowledge of good and evil, the world of opposites, the belief in two powers. See, that whole Genesis story is twofold. It isn't just about that we came to experience expansion. When we took on the belief in two powers is what caused the duality. Because, the world would tell you, there are people that say, well, you wouldn't know what good was if you didn't have the bad. Really? Or you wouldn't really understand what love is if you didn't know hate or fear. Really? Really? So that 1,000-year reign that they talk about in the book, you think for them to truly because the Bible says that you forget old things, you're going to forget it all, so you're not going to have any remembrance of the evil. Which means if I don't have no remembrance of it, it didn't happen in my reality, right? Because I'm in a state of total forgetfulness. I'm in a state of only a heavenly mindset, which is how I was before I entered the state of duality. So is it true that I can only truly appreciate good because I experienced evil? Was evil a necessary thing? I would declare not. I would declare that evil was totally unnecessary. That I can appreciate love having never experienced evil. Because some people had amazing parents, right? Amazing parents. Told them how amazing they were, how to believe in themselves, how to trust in themselves, how to love themselves, right? They only knew love from their parents, from those around, like just poured into them, right? Just gave them everything they wanted, never told them no, gave them the world, gave belief in themselves, and they trusted in themselves, and they turned out to be great, amazing people. To truly understand what that love looked like, that unconditional love. You mean to tell me they didn't appreciate the love that their parents gave them that was unconditional because their parents didn't hate them? or treat them evil. Come on now. You know that's not true. People that really experience unconditional love they don't appreciate it because their parents are also treating them evilly, or they had a traumatic experience with their parents. No, they appreciate that they had that experience with their parents and didn't know what conditional love looked like. Yeah, because you believe the outer instead of the inner. You accepted what the world told you instead of what your parents told you. You made a choice to believe in something outside of you. That's eating off the tree of knowledge of good and evil. You ate from the tree that said, no, there's actually evil in the world, even though your parents were showing you unconditional love. Because consciousness isn't viewing the world from good or bad, right? Consciousness isn't saying that a thing is evil. Consciousness is only saying that's an experience. That's a role. That's a part. That's a that's a mask. That's a personality. It's like when we watch movies and we have good guys and we have bad guys. We have good roles and we have evil roles. The person that's playing the evil role knows that evil isn't real in this movie. It understands it's only a part in a play. It's only a part in a movie. We just forget that. We forget that this world is make believe, that it's a dream world, that is a virtual reality. We get caught up in the play. We get caught up in the movie. And we forget that this is all make believe. We forget we're just pretending to be something that we're not. But it's not real. It's only imaginary. But it's beautiful, Mia, right, to have experienced unconditional love so you know what that looks like. And so because you know what that looks like, you can be it, right? Like you truly understand that there was nothing you could do to lose your parents' love, regardless of how quote unquote disobedient you may have been, regardless of how you didn't honor everything they told you to do, even if you didn't do everything quite the way they wanted you to. They did not hold that over you and say, oh, well, you didn't do it exactly the way I wanted it, so I have to withdraw my love because I can't stand to look at you anymore because you didn't obey my commands. But that's how we're told about God. It's like we have parents in the world that love us better than God does. Because parents that love unconditionally could care less the amount of mistakes you make, could care less about the wayward path you may travel upon. And they're still going to receive you with open arms. They're still going to love you in spite of yourself. That's actually who God is, but that's just not who we were told God is. Actually, God is that type of a quote unquote parent, right? But we know God isn't a parent. God is the I am within you. But just for the sake of this analogy, right? God is the unconditional love that doesn't care what you do, will never leave you nor forsake you. It's just waiting for you to remember who you are and will do whatever you want it to do. There are no limitations. There are no stipulations. It will do whatever you command. Yes. I know, right, me? Beautiful, beautiful. Yep. But people will try to tell you God's love is conditional. And that's so far that's the furthest thing from the truth. God's love is unconditional. It's nothing you can do to separate you from the love. That's what Paul told you that. Paul said I don't care what you do. Principalities, forces of the darkness, nothing. Not things now, not things to come. Nothing shall separate you. And they're like, oh, that's only for Christians. Really? The religious organizations will make you think that that Bible is just for them. I heard a creator say, oh, I wish they would just lock up the Bible because people don't agree with her interpretation. So they should lock up the Bible. Like, really? That's what we doing? That's what we want. Because people don't see life from your perspective. You think they shouldn't have the right to think for themselves? Like they should only think the way you see it? Like, you know what life do. I mean, of course you don't know what life look like, but you don't really want to know what it looks like for people to control people's ability to think. But that's exactly what it looks like when people control your ability to think. Because if you don't conform to their belief system, they want to take your rights away. It's like people don't really think about what they say. Right. You can't be separated from yourself. But I get it. People still are grappling with themselves. People are still struggling with themselves, struggling with their own mind, struggling with their own concept, struggling, because if your world is only based on people thinking and acting exactly like you, then what makes you unique? What makes you special? Because that's the beauty of life, the diversification of it. That everyone doesn't think the same way. Everyone doesn't see life the same way. Because if everyone saw it the same way, we would never evolve or expand, right? We would never, come to have, we would still be stuck in the dark ages, as they say, where fear conquered the world. Fear conquered reality, where fear was the soup of the day. Thankfully, there were those who were willing to not conform, to think outside of the box. Yeah, you say you can feel when you're out of alignment now. Yeah, and you'll start to see that happens less and less. The more you trust yourself, the more time you truly when you truly, that falling in love, that operating from that unconditional state, that looking in life and not needing people to be different so you can feel good about yourself, not looking for people to you don't need people to agree with you, you don't need people to see it the way you do. When you can truly be free and let others be free to be them while you're free to be yourself, you're going to find that you're not it's less and less out of alignment. That you did that out of alignment is not even going to be a part of your reality. Because when you can truly love and truly forgive, what are you? You're God. I like Elizabeth. She sent me a message today, and she said she saw someone said, "You're God. What are you trying to align to?" God doesn't align to anything. Things align to God, right? You're God. You don't need to align with anything. The world needs to align to you. You just need to be. Hello. I'm breaking up again. I don't know. Lagging. Yeah. Maybe that's a sign. Because it was doing that earlier. And yeah, I had switched out the connection. I may have to start going live on my phone to see if the connection gets better because I'm on YouTube and I don't have any connection problems on YouTube. YouTube is, no connection problems. The connection problems are only happening over here and on TikTok I'm hooked directly up to the Wi-Fi. On my phone, I'm not, and I don't have any problems with connection. Yeah, next time I'm gonna try to go. I'm gonna not try. I will go live on my phone and see if that makes the connection any better. I just like the bigger screen with my iPad, so that's why I go live on my iPad. But for some reason, the connection and the thing is that on my end it says good connection. On your end, you're saying it's lagging. And I guess that doesn't make for a good live if you can't really hear what I'm saying. If I'm in and out, if it's breaking up and lagging, so it doesn't make for a good live. So oh, it's 10:30. I'm about to. But I've been on here for a while. It's going on 11 o'clock here where I am. So I'm gonna call it a night. I've been on here for a little over 3 hours. So I may come on earlier tomorrow and we'll try going live on the on my cell phone and see if that has a better experience. But just remember, guys, single vision, single mind. There's nothing to do, just to be. You don't have to stress. You don't have to worry. You don't have to feel anxious. You don't have to try to figure things out. You just practice on being. Practice being still. Be still and know. Trust that all things work together for your good. Trust that because you said so, that's what makes it so. So simple. Because I said so. Well, how that's going to happen? Because I said so. You don't have to have it figured out. You don't have to know what steps to take. You don't have to know what to do. You only have to choose to be still and know, to go about your day in a natural way like you normally do, and just allow it to show up, allow it to happen. When you go to sleep at night, you're commanding the day. When you wake up in the morning, you're commanding the day. I love that everything always works out for me. I love that my day went awesomely. I love that wonderful things happen for me. I love that, I went to the grocery store and man, that everything was on sale, everything I desired. Or whatever it is. Maybe you don't like sales. I don't know. Like, whatever. I got the best parking space. I went to the mall and the thing I wanted, it was there, the right size, the price was right. Everything just worked out. I love that my body is at its perfect weight. I love that, my body is in a healthy healing state. I love that I feel, I'm experiencing well-being. I love that, I have the relationship of my dreams. I love that I have the life of my dreams. I love that I have the home, the car of my dreams. I love that I have the bank account, investment account of my dreams. I love that everyone I come in contact with, it has been great experience. It's been a great engagement. I love that my family and friends are flourishing in all that they do. I love that they are well taken care of. I love that they have everything their heart desires. Whatever. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Because you notice when you say I love, the brain automatically goes to look for things to love. I know we say I am, and sometimes that I am, we can start thinking of things that are not true. But when you say I love, when you say I love, your brain automatically is going to have thoughts come to your mind about things to love. It's like it's going to be impossible for you to think something negative when you say I love. I love this. I love this. Like you're not even going to get a negative thought out when you say I love. I'm saying I love, and if a negative thought was trying to come out, it's not even going to come out. I'm going to have to stop what I'm saying and then change my words, because I love has to follow something lovely. I love, loveliness has to follow it. So get in the habit of saying I love, because you will find yourself being incapable of saying something unlovely or unloving. Say I love, I love, I love, I love, I love, I love. I love whatever it is. I love my life. I love my peace. I love my joy. Whatever it is. And I'm telling you, consciousness, your mind is just going to search for things to love. Things that sound wonderful, sound amazing, joyful, splendid. It's just going to happen. So practice that. Get in the habit of prefacing everything that you desire, everything that how you want your day to go, how you want your night to go, how you want your days to go, how you want traveling to go, how you want spending money to go, how you want investing to go, how you want your business to go, how you want your day to go, how you want everything. Preface it with love and see that love shows up, because what you think about, you bring about, and you get to have what you say. You always get what you say. You always get what you say. Practice I love. I love, I love, I love. I love all and I forgive all. I love all and I forgive all. I forgive all and I love all. I love, I love, I love. Man, ever since I think his name was Alan came on, ever since that day, that's what I've been practicing. I love, I love, I love. I love, I love, I just and then you just find yourself saying it. That becomes your default. That becomes your way of speaking. That becomes your conversation, right? You order, as Neville Goddard said, order your conversations right. You order your life right, because your life proceeds from your conversation, because your conversation is your affirmation. Your conversation is your self-concept. What you think about you is how the world sees you. So what do you think about you? Because remember, the world is just what? Reflecting you. So have a wonderful night, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Catch the recaps on YouTube. Prosperous Living with Toyia. Get those free books. Linktree is in the bio. Their manifestation book, Recipe for Life, 30-Day Transformation Journey, and Daily Diamond Gems. Subscribe, 100K the easy way. Subscribe to YouTube, 100K the easy way on TikTok. Follow, hit that follow button. Tap that subscribe button. Got to speak it. Got to speak it into existence. Say what you want. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Don't be afraid to do the damn thing. The reason why you're not telling nobody, because you're scared it won't happen. That's exactly why it won't happen. Stop being scared. Tell the thing that you want to happen. Tell it. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. Tell it. I recognize that those who achieved great success wasn't holding in. They told everybody that they could think of. Those documentaries I told you about, those movies, King Richard, Eddie Murphy, Michael Jordan, Kanye West, whoever it was. These people that's sharing their life with you. They're telling you how they became the thing that they wanted, how they reached the success they did. They told people. They said, oh, look at this. Watch this. Oh, I'm going to do this. This is happening. I shall be famous. I shall be a great MC. You know, Kanye was told that he could not rap. He did not let the world tell him he wasn't a rapper. They said, oh no, man, dude, all you can do is produce beats. You just a producer. You can produce music. You're not no rapper. He said, I'm a rapper. Became one of the best-selling artists of rap in the rap industry, right? He decided he wanted to be a designer or clothing designer. Came out with the Yeezys, right? Telling people this is who he was, telling people this is what he wanted. Don't be afraid to speak the thing, because there is nothing outside of you that can keep you from experiencing your life. Remember, you're God. God said, let there be, and it was. The Christ wasn't healing people in a cave. It was droves of people trying to get to the Christ, because this thing was not done in the dark. It was done in the light. He wasn't doing. You don't gotta hide. Let your light so shine, says the script, that men may see your good work and glorify the good in you. The thing that you're scared of is the thing you need to do. The very thing that you're afraid of doing is the very thing you need to do. Be bold. Be bold. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.